Alrighty then, so we're here. It's Awesome Game Replays, episode 29. Welcome everyone to Awesome Game Replays. Coming with another episode here on a modern game from released 2010 from Platinum Games. We got Vanquish, and today it's going to be a viewing of the God Hard difficulty of Vanquish. With some familiar faces joining us, one of them being the player of the run, Zarok. And so welcome to the show, Zarok, of course.
Thanks.
And we're joined also by Bare-Knuckle Roo, just another fan of Vanquish here, and he's going to helping us enjoy this 2 hour and 25 minute intense non-stop action run. So welcome Bare-Knuckle Roo of Gigawing fame, the Reflectless, of course.
Yo, what's up?
So yeah, Vanquish. I personally got to play this game finally on the PC port just this last couple weeks or so, and really enjoyed the game. And our missing co-host of the show, Extruder. Well, not missing, but he wanted us to jump on an episode for this because we knew that Zarok was really into this, and now that I've played the game, I can help co-host a little bit better as well. So why don't you guys talk a little bit about Vanquish when it came out? Did both of you play the game when it came out, or either of you could
I played
start?
it right when it came out, at least. So, I really enjoyed Bayonetta, which was Platinum Games' first game. It was also on the same consoles, and I played before it was called Clover Studios, when they were working for Capcom. A lot of the people, and I like those games. So I was really looking forward to Vanquish. It also has a couple really good demos, surprisingly, and the demos were really fun. So I was super hyped to try it out. And at first I tried to do scoring. There's a scoring system, sort of. I tried to do scoring runs, but the system was sort of broken. So I ended up taking a long break, and then when I got a capture card, I was like, okay, I want to try to speed run this.
So you knew you wanted to kind of keep playing it and getting into it.
I wanted to see what's the best skill run to do. What's the best way to do this.
Gotcha, and then a speedrun ended up being that gameplay.
It's like the most straightforward thing. If you try to speedrun, you'll break the game in some way and you'll figure it out. So I think that's a...
Well, I noticed
that's why it's so popular.
Yeah, well, I noticed. Yeah, when I was playing, there are a lot of sections that you can just fly by and don't have to fight a lot of the enemies, right?
Yeah, that's one thing. Oh, at first I was like, damn, that's really stupid. Why would you skip the enemies? But then I got brainwashed by the speedrunning, I guess.
But then there are sections, that you have to fight too. So
yeah, that's why I like the higher difficulties, because the fighting parts are a bigger part of the game. On lower difficulties, there's a lot of set time. You can't do anything, and then the combat is super easy in tank hits. But on the higher difficulty, you have to dodge and shoot. It's sort of like a shmup in that way. So.
Yeah, speaking of that, yeah, it was interesting that the Wikipedia article did actually refer to the game using some shmup elements, and yes, it's kind of there in some of the battles, and this is the fact that these bosses are gigantic, and sometimes they have these really large bullet spreads, and you're kind of moving around kind of dodging, but it's this third-person shooting action game that features this sliding mechanic that's also tied to the AR mode, where
there's also evade button. That's pretty unique. It's like you can only evade in 4 directions with other controls with analog. So that's an interesting way to mix in arcade style control with the third-person. Thing.
Yeah, I'd say that AR is probably the biggest gimmick of the game, because it's tied to basically everything you do, right?
Well, on God Hard, you barely get to use it.
That's one of the misconceptions about the game. Is a lot of folks who've played stuff like Gears of War, which was an early release game for Xbox 360, that really popularized the cover shooter thing. A lot of people who had played Gears of War and went into this expecting kind of the same cover shooter thing it missed out kind of on the fact that it's a game that's designed by the folks behind Clover Studios and Bayonetta, so it's got really tight dodging and design that doesn't just revolve around the cover mechanics. What makes it so unique is the fact that you've got invulnerability frames on at the startup of sliding, on dodging. You've got really tight mechanics that go beyond just what you can do from hiding in cover. It's not just about sitting in cover and shooting away. It's all the stuff that you can do, like sliding out of cover to transition from into and out of cover. There's so much more that's going on in play here compared to your average, like, say, cover shooter that makes Vanquish such a good game, and really makes it what it is.
Damn. That's going to be interesting to see as we get into this run here, because I mean it is the God hard difficulty, and I'm sure you go down pretty quick. I'm guessing in this mode. I mean, this is the hardest difficulty, right? And what's the deal with the God hard mode?
I think it's the hardest thing that Platinum Games ever made.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Up there with like a Ninja Gaiden games on Master Ninja. It's sort of silly
I've
hard.
been a little bit obsessed with Bayonetta lately, and I recently got a pure platinum, like a perfect run of the super boss in the secret chapter, and I can tell you that it's nowhere near what it is on Vanquish's God hard difficulty. God hard is incredibly bad.
Yeah, this mode is pretty crazy. But there's a interest. Like, it's not just like a damage up. There's a bunch of enemy AI differences and like crazy amount of stuff going on. So it's a fun experience trying it out after the other modes, because suddenly enemies have new attacks. Suddenly they're like 10 times faster. Their reactions and
Fun.
your boost is different. But yeah, another big part of the game is the managing your boost gauge, which is also the slow motion, the AR mode. Is the slow motion gauge, so managing that.
Right.
But I feel like it's sort of like Bayonetta. In Bayonetta, also the slow motion is like, it seems like, whoa, that's a big thing. You just activate slow mo, you punch the enemies. But it's sort of a crutch. Like, I think it's the same in this game. Like, you do it when you need it, otherwise you don't use the slow mo.
It is in Bayonetta to a large extent. Bayonetta is designed so that you don't actually need the slow-mo. Like, in Bayonetta's hardest difficulty, you don't normally get access to slow motion except with a couple very specific instances.
Yeah,
I felt
the
God
same.
Hard is very similar.
Right, yeah, I felt the same when I got hard. It's like, alright, this is this thing again where you take out the crutch and then you have to learn to play. Yeah.
Interesting.
But there's a lot more changes to God Hard compared to like the normal or hard difficulty, even compared to like Bayonetta. Normal is there's some challenging spots, but it's a pretty relaxing romp compared to what God Hard is. And then there's hard difficulty, which is it's a small step up from normal. But the difference between hard and God Hard it's difficult to emphasize. God Hard does not pull any punches. It's really brutal by comparison.
Yeah, I remember some funny meme image back some time ago where they made that chart of the difficulty, but I'd say it's like 20 times harder or something. So like my point of reference is the hard mode speedrun has 0 deaths, the God Hard speedrun has 20 deaths.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's like...
Yeah, it's not an exaggeration there. One of the main differences is that there's a lot of stuff that can one-shot you in God Hard that would not normally one-shot you in the lower difficulties. But you also have to, basically the moment you pop your head out, there's a lot of enemies who will instantly turn to target you. So you have to be really careful about when you come out of cover or how you exit cover, depending on where you are, because you will immediately become a target. And even the really basic enemies, once you start getting headshotted, you'll go down really quick.
Yeah, the enemy AI is much improved, but I think we should probably just start the run.
Yeah, indeed. So, this is gonna be pretty cool. Well, it's just like what you're getting at is just like it feels like this God Hard mode is really gonna bring out like all these mechanics and stuff that are in the game for you to survive. So that's gonna be really cool to see. And yeah, I didn't realize Bayonetta was Platinum Games' first game. That's also kind of interesting. And this was after Bayonetta, as you mentioned. So
right, yeah, I think it's the second game. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
They made that DS game. I don't remember when that came out, but that's sort of not related, I guess.
I see. So yeah,
Platinum's first game was Mad World for Wii, but I could be mistaken. And then it was.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I was wrong. Yeah, that was the very first one. Then on the other consoles, it was Bayonetta.
All right, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was like just off my casual playthrough. Just, I mean, yeah, this is a great game. It's like all the weapons are just super satisfying, and it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, without further ado, let us get into the God Hard speedrun by Zarok here. Yeah, so I'll do the countdown. And also, we will probably take a few minute break about halfway through this, just a heads up for everyone, because this is going to be a longer run. But yeah, so let's get it going here. So 3, 2, 1, go.
So right. I think I did this run in like start of 2017, so this is 2 years old. Yeah.
I see. How's the community like for speedrunning this game?
It's pretty small. It's gotten a lot bigger now since the PC port came out.
I see.
But everyone's playing casual difficulty. But I try to... There's a lot of like shared tricks and strategies. Some of them you'll see here. Part of the reason I want to show this run is this is newer, so there's some new techniques that aren't in the hard mode run. I'm pretty happy with the hard mode run too.
I see.
This very first room is sort of just teaching you to like use the boost. It's like a tutorial and then get the cutscene. These first 2 levels, like there's nothing really happening, so this is like a warm-up.
Oh, let me change the scene there. Whoosh.
Is there a scoring community? I don't think there was. Like when this game came out, I wanted to play it for score, but then it very quickly became apparent the scoring system is broken.
Yeah,
partially because you can just restart checkpoints infinitely to get the best possible weapon drops, and that will do nothing to your score. And then you need the DLC weapons because there are parts where there are basically infinite enemies to kill. So you need infinite ammo, and then you milk enemies forever. Like they're not actually infinite, but it takes like I think one of them is like 15 minutes.
Did you think it would have had potential if there were not some of the oversights with that?
I think it would be really good because there's a time bonus, and then like you get bonus points from destroying enemy boss parts and stuff. So there's a potential, but it wasn't realized.
So what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but there's the tactical challenge mode is really good though. That one's like made for speedrunning, and there is no randomness to the weapon drops. So that
I'm
one
actually I'm upset that the score meter is not present in the challenge mode, because the score meter, even if you ignore the scoring, having the score meter enabled actually really helps to confirm kills, because you can actually see.
Yeah, that's why I have it on here. You're right. Okay, so there I use the smoke. If you go to cover and push the L1 boost button, you use Sam uses smoke, and the enemy robots will think it's you for a while, and they will not shoot you. So that's like a safety thing that you won't be shot at for a while. That's sort of like a hidden feature that most people never use on their first couple playthroughs. They just don't know what it does. You get 3 uses per checkpoint of that.
And by smoke, you mean he lobs a cigarette like to the side, right?
Yeah, he throws a cigarette. Yep. I never used it on my first God Hard playthrough, and that made it so much harder. Okay, so this is stage 1-3. This is like ridiculous. This is one of the hardest stages on God Hard, but the speedrunners found a pretty easy way to do this. But when you start this mode, you're gonna get to this level, and they're like, "What the hell is this mode?" Because the enemy patterns are different, and the AI is like super crazy. But we have a consistent way to do this now.
What he's doing right here is he's exiting to the menu and exiting to restart the checkpoint, which actually causes some enemies to disappear.
Yeah, and it resets like the AI and everything, so it's just consistent. And I used to smoke and then destroy those turrets. Yeah, I'm trying to clear some enemies out, and now when this dropship lands, it's gonna have a bunch of powered up Gorgies, and those need to die like real quick. So throw a grenade in there, do a counter melee with a shotgun. If you melee with the shotgun, it will counter any incoming melee. Now I almost died there, but I don't really mind because I could reset if it goes bad. But here now we do the big trick to make this level easy, which is very cheesy. So you just smoke here, and you can get on top of this transport here. And now I can go to the top platform with the turrets, and now this part is very easy, otherwise it's a complete pain in the ass. That guy still shoots me though.
because normally you're on the bottom, like just kind of picking off the guys for like a long time until
I
you
used
can.
to do this that way, but this is just so easy that you just do this. Because now I can shoot the guys in the back, and it's like
Because there are several enemies here in Godhard that normally don't appear until later in the game.
Yeah, those two large. Yeah, those two large mechs are especially a problem because they can take a long time to kill, and they will in one shot you, and they shoot really fast. Also, these powered up, like I'll call them Gorgies. You can see in the score display the enemy names. So these are Gorgie USR. They're like powered up version. Those are one of the most dangerous enemies on this mode because they just one shot you. They're like snipers, but they're the normal enemies. Like they're stronger than the snipers. I
don't know if they can one-shot you, but I do know that one-shot will immediately take you to red overheat. Like
they will
one hit away.
So if Sam gets hit in the head, he takes increased damage, so they can one-shot you. That's why the snipers can one-shot you on hard mode, and they aim at your head actively. So here, because I'm up here, I could also lob that grenade to that enemy spawn. And now since I have no more grenades, I use another smoke and then
You're always using the smokes.
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
Yeah.
You get 3 of them per segment.
Shotgun is really good, so I'm using the shotgun for like most of the run. Just fast damage. It's really fun. Like if you play this game, use the shotgun because otherwise it's not as fun. Because it really makes you move well. Because you need to get up close to hit with it. So it's like.
You also did a shotgun-only run of Godhard, didn't you?
No, I just did the last boss because I thought that was the most fun. Because I know there's some parts of the run that would be really annoying on Godhard. There's another player called Rain. He had some other part of his name, but he did a full game shotgun run. But he did use EMPs and grenades, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then
so like there's some parts where you have to do something else. So sort of a mixed bag.
Yeah, I thought it was cool how each melee weapon had its or each weapon had its own like specific melee type of thing too. So I guess shotgun melee is really good. You mentioned the counter earlier.
I think I'll be using all of the melees. And also if you melee while boosting, you do a boost kick, which is probably the most effective. For most players, you just learn to use the boost kick.
Oh yeah, that little backflip thing.
Okay. Yeah, and then you can slow-mo out of it. You can also slow-mo out of the heavy machine gun melee, which is like a jump. Like I think of it as jump button. I'll use it a lot in the run. So yeah, here you just need to clear out a few enemies, and the boss appears. Then you can sit behind the railing here, and the cannon will not hit you. The bosses aren't really that random. Like you don't need to worry. This boss can do like if he moves position, that's really bad. If it shoots missiles, it's bad, but it doesn't do any of that. So it's just first phase is just done.
The most difficult part of the bosses is actually not the big cannon weapons they fire, because those are really nicely telegraphed and you can easily dodge through them. You have to worry more about the little cannons or the missiles. The stuff that fires really quickly, like near hit scan sort of silliness, that will quickly mow down your health.
Yeah, on Argus you can EMP the small turrets, they'll be disabled. Usually you want to destroy the big back turret sometimes. But here's a speedrun strat. You go here, you charge the charge melee, and you can take out the arm instantly. And
was that the really shotgun? Cool and then or which weapon was that?
Here. That was the shotguns.
Okay.
Does the counter, and you can charge. It's the most damaging melee attack. So you could one-shot that. Then you set up the turret to hit the leg next. Then you drop into like half health here. And the leg has no health because he dropped it with no health. So you get it 2 times knockdown, and then you can kill it here like before it can do anything. But this boss is pretty clean. Like this is the same as it would be on other difficulties. The later bosses in the run, I mess up a lot of things so that they will not look clean. But you'll see more of their attacks as a result.
So since you hit both legs, he just stays down longer there? Is that what you meant by 2 times knockdown?
I damaged the leg to 0. So I can knock him, like, right after he recovered, I knock him down again, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
If you take down 2 limbs in a row, it doesn't give you any benefit, but what you want to do is you want to damage 1 limb so it's nearly dead, so that right after it stands up from a knockdown, you can knock it right back down.
Also, that boss has a quick time event if you damage it too much, I think. Yeah. So I avoided that there, because that saves like a minute or half a minute.
It's actually the quick time event triggers if you take out the left arm.
Yeah, alright, the left arm. I think it's also there was some other trigger. The later Argus. You see that boss again, and it looks like it's the same thing, but they have some differences. They do some different moves and they have different health and. Okay, here I run past the enemies. I use the smoke and then
it's always just at the beginning. You're gonna like that smoke eventually, aren't you?
This is a race. This is a racing game now. Oh yeah, so you can use the melee to move around. It uses no boost, so that's a really boost efficient way to move.
Yeah, you hold the dodge button down and you tap the melee really rapidly. Depending on what weapon you're using, it's a lot faster than actually dashing. The sniper rifle is the fastest one.
Right. Assault rifle is about as fast as dashing, so there's like you just do it to save boost. Also, I mess up here. I dashed against that wall, and now I'm not hitting the enemies, and that didn't do enough damage. And now the dropship is landing behind me, and I'm gonna die because there's nothing I can do. So I was too slow there. So that's the first death.
So you got a checkpoint there. So how much time is this losing here? Would you think?
It's like a 1 minute per reset usually.
Okay.
I would say this is probably like 1 minute. But yeah, that was just me being too slow. I actually don't know what to do there if I'm too slow. I have no idea. Because you really want to take out that dropship before it drops the enemies, because they will just murder you. You could throw some EMP or something, but I didn't pull it. But yeah, this is how this should look like. You get here. Now I can do the jump, and then shoot the pilot of the dropship like that, out of the jump. And then you just save the last guy, and that's his level.
And then it's
first of many deaths. Yeah, now you just... The trigger for proceeding on this level is saving the Marines, so you actually don't worry about killing the enemies too much. Here, time for another smoke, yeah. Just, why not? Because we're waiting for the door to open. Now the enemies stop shooting for a while.
That's
that's
really good.
On the door in front of them, but I was too slow. Okay, but yeah, that's the level over.
In normal and hard, you do have the ability to upgrade weapons, but one of the things to note is that all of the weapons are actually designed to be used without upgrades. They're perfectly functional without needing upgrades.
Yeah, the upgrade system is sort of weird, but yeah, if you get a level 10 weapon, some of them are super powerful, including the shotgun. On Godhard, there's no upgrade. That also means you can switch weapons whenever you want. You're not investing into any weapon. So that's one positive part of this mode. And so is the fact you can practice any individual level, because you don't have to mess around with the saves to get the upgrades. So this level is pretty neat. Like, there's a big gauntlet of enemies here. I used the counter melee with the shotgun to kill that yellow Gorgie up there. Those chicane enemies form like cover. They have low health. But you don't see them that much during the game. Their head is a weak point. I think I shoot the head of this one.
You're not playing with the DLC weapon pack, are you?
No, they're disabled.
So one thing to note is that there's 3 actual weapons that were included as like first release DLC that were then included in all subsequent releases, including like the digital releases that he's not using. And one of them is an armor-piercing pistol that you don't even have to hit weak points; you can just fire right through terrain.
That pistol's not even in the game, the normal game.
Yeah, it's not.
Dude, that pistol is too good.
Yeah, it is. If you have upgrades, it's the best weapon. So you don't like if you have the DLC, you don't even use the shotgun, because the AA pistol does so much damage from range that you have no reason to use the shotgun.
The last upgrade doubles its already massive damage, and it completely obsoletes the sniper rifle because it has a built-in snipers in the pistol. And
it has the same property as sniper, where it does increase damage on some weak points. But yeah, basically that's the reason. We did runs without the DLC is we don't want the AA pistol.
That's so silly. The same thing happened to me when I was playing freaking Bioshock 2. I started with use the DLC or whatever, and then I started with all these weapons that I didn't know I was supposed to have. Or it wasn't Bioshock. It was what the fuck? Dead Space 2. Yeah, they started the DLC. And it's like I wasn't supposed to have all those weapons.
The thing is that the other 2 weapons in the DLC are actually well balanced. They're not really broken or anything. The other 2 weapons are the boost machine gun, which has a low clip, and the laser cannon, which burns meter to fire.
Yeah, the laser cannon is really
pistol,
cool.
That's really sick.
Laser cannon is cool. I know about the machine gun, because you already have like 2 machine gun type weapons, so it's like, why do you need a third one?
So you're trying to destroy these foes ASAP, all of these guys?
Yeah, ASAP, yeah. I threw a grenade there, killed like 10 of them. Oh yeah, now this guy... So these guys shoot the piercing laser. it has a huge hitbox. It's bigger than it looks like. Like it's not a cave shmup bullet. It's the whole freaking glowing thing that hits you, so you can't be anywhere near it.
It's a one-hit kill even on like lower difficulties. Like
yeah, on every difficulty, one-shot kill. That move is basically like get away from the cover. There's a big laser.
It's just small enough that you can actually roll forward through it. I had to do that one time. I was like, oh, it's small enough that you can't actually get through it.
No, thanks. No, don't do that.
Oh, the lock-on laser. This always felt like a cheap weapon.
Yeah, it's very good for this part. You can clear out all the enemies before Burns starts talking here, and then he just jumps down instantly.
Are the weapons always the same ones on the checkpoints, or are you hoping for an RNG on the weapon drops or anything like that?
The ones on the weapon rackets are set. Like this lock-on was there, it's set. Everything else is random.
The boxes are random.
There is definitely a lot of randomness.
I see.
But yeah, one other thing. So on the other difficulties, you can also upgrade your grenades, but not on this mode. So on this mode, you just use the grenades and EMPs whenever you need. So that's one other difference. On the other modes, you try to not use the EMPs at all, so you'd have like 5 of them at the end.
Yeah, they figured it's no time to deal with those upgrades, I guess, in Godhard. Oh my goodness.
It's a great. Like, okay, yeah, this part I almost get killed, but spam the EMPs.
The most dangerous part of the tank is the turrets, not the giant turret on top. Because
also since also the Gorgies, I need to kill out the normal enemies. Okay, now I'm pretty much set. But on this mode, the health recovery is also really slow. So if I get dropped into red health, you're stuck in the red health for a long time.
Oh.
So you'll have that red glowing effect going on like for a long time.
Does that is your overheat longer as well?
No, overheat is not longer.
Okay.
But that means so there's the automatic slow motion if you're low health. So that's sort of a problem because you're slower to recover their health. So you'll probably get that. But they also reduce so you can be in slow mo for less time on this mode, like much less time. So it'll overheat real quick. But
yeah, when you. The lines on his suit indicate how much health you have left, so it goes from green to yellow to red. And there's an emergency mode where you automatically go into overheat, kind of to give you a chance to escape when you hit low enough health. But in Godhard, it's actually a liability because the time that you go into that emergency mode is really limited. And here's the LFE gun. The LFE gun is amazing, but they give it to you when you're encountering an enemy against whom it's completely useless. So a lot of people see the LFE gun, try it for the first time, and think, oh, it's garbage, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah, that happened to me for sure.
all the weapons are really good. If you don't have DLC, all of them are really good for some part. Right, so you can skip past these guys here. You just want to get to here and set the bombs.
Right.
Luckily, because I don't know if anyone really likes this level. Like, this is some weird escort level. Night escort level.
Question in the chat here. Is rolling a good form of transportation?
Yeah, rolling is... Yeah, rolling... Yeah, when you don't have boosts, yeah, roll or do the melee. But the thing with the melee is you cannot be close to an enemy because you'll auto-aim at the enemy. And if you hit with the melee, you'll overheat, so that's dangerous.
It seems like you have fewer invulnerability. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so you blow up the walls and then you can restart the checkpoint here. That's the speedrun bit for this. You can do this fast.
So you just like forward through some scenes there? Or...
Yeah, I moved, like, basically I warped the tank forward. You're escorting an armored vehicle here.
Okay, neat.
But now we're at the end. Now I just need to kill this big jellyfish.
The checkpoint abuse. Mines. What is this, flying shark? Bad.
I guess.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Okay, so this oh wow, yeah, rip.
One
yeah,
thing
see that hitbox? I was like, I thought I was out of the way, but it's no.
You also seem to get fewer invulnerability frames when you're in overheat. I do notice that if you roll multiple times in a row, rolling multiple times actually reduces how many iframes you get. So if you roll like 2 or 3 times in a roll, your third roll is less safe than your first one.
Yeah, that's true. Also, in overheat, the iframes reduce. You're right. That's the thing. But yeah, so if you shoot the backpack of those flamethrower Romanovs, they will do like massive damage and destroy anything in the vicinity. So I almost did that. But yeah, that laser, I was like, I don't know how that hit me. But that's what I was talking about, the hitbox. It's like the whole glowing area. There are no edges. It's just big old hitbox.
back to that dodging question. One of the best ways of keeping iframes up and moving around when your meter is low, you can't really boost. Instead of holding boost down, tap boost and then press roll. So it's basically called boost dodging is usually how it's referred to, I think.
Yeah, that's a really common technique. Most people who beat Challenge 6 will also learn that. So since the start of the boost is invincible and the start of the roll is invincible, you can cancel from the first to the second. And then there are also some other various invincible things. So you can chain, a part of the game is like chaining invisibility frames. One way is to go into cover. Yeah. The animation of going into cover is invincible.
Okay, wow, that's pretty. That has to be damn effective.
Yeah, it's used much less than you'd think, but it is useful. Like, it's really good to know. It's like, I'm getting shot. Okay, I can go into cover right now.
Yeah.
Is the heavy machine gun's flip kick invincible? It seems to have safety on the flip kick too. At least some.
I don't think it has any invisibility. It just moves so fast. Most things miss.
That's probably what it is.
But yeah, that's part of why it's so good. The first time I played through Godhard, I actually used the sniper rifle a lot with the heavy machine gun. So I'd just jump and shoot the sniper rifle, and it'd be really hard to hit me when I do that. Okay, so there's two of these big. Now there's like missile Romanovs. On Godhard, they do shoot even more missiles, and they'll shoot this nuke missile on all modes, and you can destroy it, and it'll do massive damage, like the backpack of that previous enemy. Basically, you just want them to shoot that huge missile.
Yeah. Once I found that out, I was pretty happy to take care of those guys quickly.
Yeah, because they can take forever to shoot. They have like armor.
It's like, screw that.
Yeah. So there's a friendly. The vehicle is shooting railguns here. It can actually hit you too. Happened to me a few times.
Fun.
There's a blast radius. They'll one-shot you. I was like, well, what the hell was that?
That's the thing about the damn armor pistol is it has the flip kick melee, the best melee in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really good for its own use too, so yeah. Okay, so I just tried to spawn kill this transport grenades, and I should have used the LAP here probably. But I have so many EMP's grenades, I can sort of just go in and kill this guy. Oh yeah, he had that eye laser active. Funny thing, that could have hit me there easily. Because like it sweep down the laser. It's just completely relying on where he's looking, like his face is directed.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask. Oh sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you can kill yourself by hitting the enemy while they have a laser. But yeah, go on.
I wanted to ask what controller or what control method you use for the game. Like
I use like a 360 controller.
Okay, you do use controller. Okay, I noticed it did have mouse and keyboard support. I wasn't sure if that'd be preferred or what.
Yeah, this is on the 360 version. Like
okay.
Yeah, so this is like way before the PC came out.
Gotcha.
But really surprising, the PS3 and 360 versions like identical. No one ever found differences for those, so that was sort of impressive. The PC version has some inconsistencies, but the 360 and PS3 are
that's pretty good.
Much the same.
The PC is pretty darn good though. Like both of the Platinum games that have been ported are pretty good. The only issue was when Vanquish first came out at 60 frames per second, it had a bug where you took more damage, but I think they've patched that since.
Yeah. So just talking about reloading a chat. So yeah, you can skip the reloads in any. It doesn't matter if you're on PC or mouse, whatever. It's trivial on controller too.
How do you skip
the
reload?
You can reload instantly. It's just the more inputs. But the thing is, like, if you're using a high power weapon, you still have the shot recovery times. I think that's the equivalent. If you shoot a rocket launcher, you can't shoot for like a second. You can't shoot any second. I mean, any weapon. Okay, so this bit, you clear out a few enemies and the elevator shows up.
There's the nuke.
Yeah, they shoot more often in this mode, which just makes them easier.
That helps for yeah.
Yeah, it just makes them die faster.
Your purposes here.
Okay, here you can just throw a grenade on the elevator and they all die. So that's what I'll do.
How about the EMPs? Are you using those as well?
I'll use them on this boss right here.
Oh, yeah.
To drop him down immediately, and then he can't do anything.
And as you can see, the fastest way to drop an EMP is to actually do it when boosting, because you pretty much blow it up instantly around you.
Yeah, Yeah, you drop
okay,
it instead
nice.
of throwing it. So you can get this guy in a loop where he melees you on wake up and then you just shoot him back down. So this boss doesn't really get to do stuff.
When you say boost, you're talking about the slide, right? Just to clarify there.
Yeah, when we're talking about boost, we mean the slide.
Okay.
So pick up some weapons here. So some randomness does come into play. That's one interesting thing about running this, but also annoying. Yeah, rocket launchers are good, so you definitely pick those up. Oh, that's interesting, Durandal. The Godheart did that before. 30 FPS on console, yeah. Yeah, this is, the replay is 30 FPS, yep. But there's still some problems with the PC. Okay, so I do a glitch here. That's the time stop glitch, and if you're in an elevator, it'll push you on top of it. So now everyone's on top of the elevator.
What the hell? How did you do that? I don't know if I've ever noticed that before. I've never seen that before.
Oh, that'll be used for to gain. So actually, it saves like 2 seconds here because you don't need to open the elevator door. You're on top of it. It's pretty complicated. You do a roll plus melee while shooting and walking forward at the same like a specific animation frame of the walk. But yeah, that's a big. That has some big skips. Like it saves like 3 minutes, 4 minutes in the whole run. Can do.
Doing the more elevator skips, more elevator things.
You can also do it on like a horizontally moving platform. You'll see that. Pretty late in the run.
You also see what he's doing is instead of using the cover to grip a piece of cover and then shooting it from behind it, he's just standing behind the cover and firing away. So that can actually be safe depending on the positioning.
Yeah, that's a cheesy third-person shooter thing. You like pretend you're in cover and then but you're not, and the enemies can't shoot you. So you sort of end up because this mode is so hard. I do some cheesy stuff like that. Like I don't care if it's cheap or whatever. Okay, so there I got shot, but luckily I have more cigarettes to throw. Like I should really be dead here, but.
And the cigarettes last a long time.
Yeah, they last a long time. And I got the sniper here, so in hard mode speedrun, this is also where you start using the sniper to move. As you can see, it's way fast. It's like 25% faster than boosting. Also, wow, those Romanovs just kill those Marines. Okay, here I try to... Actually, I think I succeed, yeah. You want to steal this... I sniped the pilot of this. that takes some aiming, but I did it. I played this too much. But yeah, you steal that and then you clear this guy's out.
And when you're in these guys, you can't be killed. I don't think you can actually take direct damage.
I think this would kill me if it hits me. I think. I'm not sure, actually.
No, I think it just destroys the thing, and you actually hop off it once it takes enough damage. I don't think you can actually be like headshotted when you're in that.
Yeah, you might be right. But in any case, it'll blow up, and then you get the animation in it. So it's like. It'll probably just save time jumping out. Though I think I could have killed that Romanov before it even hits me. Okay, so here's a long-ass auto-scroller. This is part of why speedrunning, this is not such a great idea, but this is like 15 minutes or some 10 minutes. But on Godheart, this is legit difficult, this bit. I did a live speedrun at an event, and I ended up dying like 5 times when the second train shows up. This part looks really cool, though. This is really cool the first couple times you play this game, this bit.
But the fact that it's an auto-scroller...
I still did enjoy it.
Yeah, the fact that it's an auto-scroller means it's not quite as good as some other sections, but I mean, there's nothing really in Vanquish I'd say that's as bad as some of the dumb mini-games or dumb segments that are in Bayonetta.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm shooting the turret here. I'm sitting in the turret. I would call that a mini-game. The turret.
It's not as bad as the cannon section. Remember the cannons part in Bayonetta where you get no auto fire and you have to mash the button like?
Oh yeah, but hey, I like the Space Harrier minigame. I like.
Oh, well, the Space Harrier minigame.
I don't actively like it, but
the PC version of Bayonetta is by far the best because you can actually set up rapid fire buttons very easily for that minigame. So it's pretty much the only way to play it now.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. Viewhounds are really cool enemies. Like when they approach, they transform. They have tons of melee attacks.
Yeah, they have a grounded form. They have a grounded
But
form
you
that you
can't
never get to see, ever.
They have almost no health. Like, they drop like flies, but they're one of the coolest enemies when you actually let them live for a little bit.
Yeah, did you know? Okay, so you can shoot the middle of their propeller, at, like the core, and that's worth like 500 points. And then you can also shoot the. But yeah, it's some really weird going. But yeah, like you can shoot a tiny part of it, get points. And, But the thing is, they have so little health that oh wow, this thing almost.
Yeah, feel free to comment on some scoring stuff too if you can fit it in.
Yeah, okay, so on this big enemies, if you deal him, like, remove points, destroying the head gives points.
I
That's
see,
pretty much
yeah,
it.
classic.
The disc launcher weapon is really good for that. You can just spam the melee or just shoot dudes and they'll get.
I haven't seen you
wings
use that much yet.
It's not. Like, it's not good useful with damage. It's useful because it homes into enemies. You'll see it, like, pretty late into the run.
The problem with the disc launcher is its projectiles are kind of slow, so it's not really suited for speed running. It's a very useful weapon.
Damage is low, unless it's like one shots the target. Not very strong. This bit is surprisingly hard, so this is the part where I died like 5 times in a live run. So you do want to use the smokes and kill these enemies as fast as possible before they flip on top of you. Like, the train will go above me here, which is neat. Yeah, you have to do some sniping and stuff here. On the other modes, this part is pretty trivial. Oh yeah, this game has no auto aim unless you're on casual auto, so I'm like legit, you have to aim with the gamepad, so that's one sort of unique thing about this game, because I can't remember that many third-person shooters that have 0 auto aim or to like completely
I like
control
that.
the aim.
Yeah,
I like it too. I think it's the better way to go.
Yeah.
The way this game does it is like, so the weapons have some random spread, and then you have the different types of weapons like a lock on where you don't need to aim it. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, the aiming felt really good. And plus there was sensitivity settings, of course. I did have to fiddle with that a bit, but once I had it right, it felt pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, you do want to raise the sense. Like, if you're trying to even beat COD Hard or the challenges, you might want to raise the sensitivity a bit so you can turn faster.
Oh man, okay.
Especially because if you use the slow-mo, right? Like, if you use the slow-mo and you need to turn completely around, that might take you a long time.
I see.
Sensitivity.
Got him.
Yeah, that guy.
He just like floated away.
The nice thing about the sensitivity settings is there's 3 different settings. You set it for when you're in normal mode, in aim mode, and in sniper mode.
Right.
So you can actually adjust each of the 3 to your tastes.
Yeah, I forgot what my settings are exactly, but I think it's like all is like 80 something, 75 or 80.
I think I settled around like 40 or 50 when I was playing.
Yeah. It makes more of a difference on this mode because the slow motion time is very low. You'll see it probably. Actually, you probably already saw it, but I wasn't paying attention at least. So here, nothing's happening for a while.
Yeah, so this is like your break after the first 15 minutes of non-stop craziness.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, a break, I guess, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
In a lot of games, sniper rifles are pretty powerful. Like, they're really good at stopping enemies. In Vanquish, the sniper rifle's actually not super strong unless you're hitting weak points, in which case it is legit good. So you have to be really precise about hitting enemies' heads or the vulnerable spots with it.
Yeah, I use it more for function. Like, let's say there's a bunch of yellow Gorgies, then I like the sniper rifle, because I hate those enemies, so you just want to one-shot them. But it's not that useful. It's just useful for its function, not its damage. But I did, like, before, in the previous level, like, before this auto-scroller, I did use the sniper rifle a lot and, like, put a lot of work in, so it's still a good weapon for what it does.
What about your...
the melee is a huge thing, because it's the, like, for speedruns at least, it's, like, a super fast way to move, so as a result, you end up using the sniper rifle more, so that's a cool thing. You can snipe these guys without slow-mo, but it's hard. It saves, in theory, it saves a couple seconds or whatever. Okay, that's one thing for speedruns. So, right, for speedruns, you want to use slow motion as little as possible. Because even though the enemies slow down, Sam also slows down a little bit. That's another great design decision, I think. When you use slow-mo, you also slow yourself down a little, but the enemies slow down more, so you do less damage when you... Right, the legs on these walker mechs are a weak point. It's not really said anywhere, but if you destroy a leg, you just die. That's the fastest way to take him out.
Do all the enemies have like a weak point? Would if it's
I
not
think
the
all
head
of them,
or
yeah, I think all of them do pretty much. Oh yeah, here I've used the coin to cover, so infinite iframes right here.
Oh, okay, that's what
You
you're
hold
doing
the
earlier.
dodge and then you mash the take cover button. Because you have nothing else to do in that part.
The other nice thing is that unlike Bayonetta, none of the QTs are particularly difficult to vanquish. There's nothing quite as silly.
Yeah, you just mash buttons. Yeah, and okay, so the auto scroll is over, and you got a shooting part. Now you got another auto scroller. I don't know why they all follow each other, but this part is weird. So like when you aim your weapon, the turrets on the transporter will shoot. The gimmick section here. But in a way, that makes a sniper rifle useful for this bit, because you can aim more carefully with the turrets.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, that's neat.
But if I had a rocket or something, I would use that. But I'm just messing. Like in this part, you just mess around. You got nothing to do. So just practice your melee.
Do you ever have to consider like what your teammates are doing? Because yeah, your teammates are always following you around in the game. For those who
they're
don't know.
extremely useless. They do. If you heal them, they give you random weapons.
That's about
But
it.
there's one
They can
or
also
two
kill you.
Yeah, there's one or two specific fights in the game where you don't want your teammates involved, and yet they get themselves involved. The only attack in the
That's pretty
game
much
that
every fight.
well,
Like they don't do anything else apart from killing you, pretty much. Well,
they're grenades that
do
they
some-
throw kill you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They one
Great.
shot. They one shot. They're like the enemy grenades, but they'll pop up from behind with no warning icon. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm exploding right next to you."
Well, you can shoot them too, can't you?
Yeah. But that's the great thing about the Marines. They don't do. That's the only thing they're good at is killing you with their grenades. It's
Oh,
pretty
great.
great.
It's
Oh, wow.
one
So one
bad
of those yellow
design
gorgies.
system.
So one shot from the yellow gorgie, I got in red like that. So that's nasty. It happens. I think there's no way to really speed this section up. You just kill the enemies. But so if you're in an area with no enemy around, that speeds up the in-game time. So there's some sections like these auto scrollers where you can speed up in-game time, which in theory would work with the scoring system. But the time bonuses are really easy to get in the scoring system. So that's another thing. Like if they made it so like it's the one is on a sliding scale and it keeps going up, then it'd be really interesting. It's for a sequel or whatever. Okay, that's the end of this bit.
You were asking about weak points. All of the enemies in the game do have weak points. There's only one or two enemies where it's not super worthwhile to go for the weak points. Specifically, the Dia is one I can think of where going up to the weak point is not necessarily always in your best interests, just because it's so hard to actually hit.
Oh yeah, there's spears there. Those are new enemy. But yeah, skip all that here. This level is pretty interesting on God Hard. Yeah, this fight. Oh yeah, I do a specific trick here. So that guy does a tackle, but I counter it and I drop a grenade at the same time. I misplaced
Nice.
a little bit. You can kill everything like at the same time there. That's a cool little strat.
Yeah, I saw you drop the grenade, but it was kind of off a little bit, huh? I see.
Yeah. But yeah, countering that guy, you can hit the Gorgies next to him, which is neat. It's a way to like aim it.
You have
And I
to
pick
kill.
up the
You have to kill
LFE.
that guy though.
Yeah, I have to kill all the enemies that proceed, so it's like a combat section. So now I have to fight 2 Argus, and I have the LFE to clear the turrets. Oh yeah, this game also had a Japanese, on God Hard, there was a Japanese runner before me. And he found a few strats. I don't think I use him here. But the LFE does damage per frame, so if you shoot it and use slow-mo, it'll do more damage to this boss, but I think, yeah, I just do the shotgun. Wow, okay, I might die here, maybe. No. Being nice. So I do a shotgun strat here, take out one leg, shotgun the core. This is a pretty cool strat too, but it's more straightforward. I sort of messed up my reloads there, but yeah. So I'm doing a lot of the boost rolling here to not take less damage. And then quick reloading to shoot the leg more.
So I don't think you actually explained how to do the quick reload yet.
So you just reload and you switch the weapons and back to the weapon.
Okay.
That's it.
Gotcha.
You can also do some other actions like use the cigarette button.
Can you cancel the cigarette with with another weapon change then?
Yeah. That instant reloads. That's this instant cigarette reload.
Does it use the cigarette if you, or do you have to throw it?
No, it doesn't. You cancel the startup.
Oh shit!
It doesn't do it.
the smoke cancel.
Yeah, like cute. Okay, so the second I messed up the second fight here. At least you go sort of right. But yeah, there's a set rocket launcher back here. So on Godhard, you're not supposed to have rocket launchers on the map, but those ones that are on the ground do show up. So so that's one thing on this mode. The rocket launchers on the weapon racks are replaced with heavy machine guns, so there's less rocket launchers on this mode to make it harder.
Dang.
There's also a bunch of like modifiers on. It's like, okay, this one takes 60% damage from rocket launcher and so on. So I tried to do a similar thing to the first Argus fight there, where I damaged the leg, but I missed the rocket somehow. So I have to shotgun it instead, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, the rocket launchers were heavily toned down in Godhard. The rocket launcher is really, really powerful, and even on Godhard is still really useful because
it's really
unlike
powerful.
regular grenades, the blast does not damage you, so you can use it at the ground at like close range as a melee attack.
Yeah, I ran out of shotgun ammo there, and I messed up the one cycle for the boss. I missed the QT. It's you can do it. It's really hard on this mode to skip the quick time event, but it's doable. But I messed it up, and I had no ammo, so that makes it even worse. So this part is pretty sloppy. And that turret on its back is one of the most dangerous parts of these Argus, so check that out. But yeah, ideally we would have died like after I took out the leg, but now we get to see this quick time event. Because its health is below 50%, you get this thing.
This is one of the best ones, I think.
Yeah, it looks cool, but I don't want it. It wastes like a minute of time. It's bad. Shameful punching. dude, that QT skip is like huge. It's like freaking coolest tech on this boss fight at least. Like people used to think you can't do it on Godhard, but you can.
I see.
Oh wow, yeah, and I messed it up even more. I need to knock him down one more time. It's sad. Not a good fight, but at least I didn't die, because dying would waste like significantly more time too. So that's the thing with this Godhard mode run that I was showing. It's not that good in terms of speed, but it is like an attempt. It is a run of Godhard, and dying is the biggest time loss you can get. So in a way, the biggest thing is to avoid dying.
Mm-hmm.
Though it will happen a lot more later.
Just cut those deaths down.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
or
easier
something.
said than done. But yeah, you can do it. Yeah. But,
Easier said than done. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did deathless mode run of a hard. I mean, on hard mode I did a speed run with no deaths, and I was really happy with that. That run is really clean and stuff. But that took a lot of effort. Godhard, I don't think I even want to like specifically go for deathless, because that means like either you get really lucky or you take very little risks, and it'll take as long as this run basically, like 2.5 hours minimum.
Yeah,
even if you take very little risks, the fact that there's so many things that could instantly put you either one-shot you or put you into a bad overheat situation, yeah, it's really difficult compared to doing like a run of hard deathless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doable, but the run is so long. But yeah, in a way, I do think like speedrunning it is like the way. Like if I wanted to deathless, I wouldn't sort of do it like this, because then the attempts are shorter. There's no reason to stretch the Argus fight longer or whatever. The challenging parts are, well, they're like sort of all over the run though, sadly. But to be honest, if someone really wants to play Godhard, like just do the individual levels a lot. That's what I did. I didn't even want to speedrun the whole game like this. But I did every single level. I did like a small speedrun of that predictable level, and I was like, okay, I'm confident now. I can probably play this game.
I see.
So if anyone wants to attempt this, just do that. Because the other modes, if you want to just jump in and do full game attempts of whatever, you can do it on the other modes. But on this mode, if you don't know how to do a level, you'll just like die 100 times, and you're like, oh well.
So you gotta like figure out like the route you want to take, and
yeah,
or
Yeah, it's like it's like a hard shoot 'em. Yeah, like, it's like save state practice. You want to save state practice this game,
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate
especially because
because
it's 2 hours long.
It's too bad you can't skip these segments on like the PC version, but these are a clever loading screen for like the
Well, I don't know about this one. Okay, so this elevator takes over a minute to go up. This is the break, and yeah, this is my break, like my bathroom break or whatever.
Yeah.
Happens on this elevator. It's doing more than masking the loading here because it takes. It might be 2 minutes. But yeah, if you want to play this mode, just play ILs. It's more fun. Like it's way more fun than doing. So you want to do it anyway, because you can just do your favorite levels, or you can skip the auto scroller.
Yeah, I could imagine God Hard Casual would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Just about
Casual
full
playthrough
run
is
anyway.
fun, but like trying to like do some kind of challenge run, then get annoyed when you fail is like, don't do the full game immediately.
Okay, yeah.
But Lock-on is quite good in this bit too. Lock-on tends to headshot the enemies, and so it'll kill them quick.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah,
It works really well if you use it with like if you do cancel boost. So if you cancel a boost, like let it run out, it'll also have some iframes. The lock-on is really good for that because with other weapons the aim would miss, but the lock-on will home in, so you can sort of.
just the sheer
Slide
trajectory of the lock-on laser means it's really good at headshotting, but you can also use it in areas that have lower ceilings by actually aiming down at the floor and then firing the lock-on, so the lasers fire kind of horizontally.
Right.
Nice.
I use another cigarette there, and then sniper rifle movement. Yeah. I think running past this enemy is pretty fun, to be honest. the movement in this game is pretty fun. I think that's.
So
one attractive
the
quality.
boost is faster just with the sniper rifle over the other weapons. Is that?
Yeah, the sniper rifle melee is fastest way to move around.
But what about the boost
Mostly
like on
fast.
its own? Is that the same speed as the others?
The
no,
boost
that's-
is not
that's a lot
affected by what
slower.
weapon you have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, wow, I got hit there. I think I don't die here. Yeah. I go in this corner. I use another cigarette. This guy is just looking at me. It's like, don't smoke. And then.
There is actually a faster way of using the normal boost. If you boost in a diagonal direction and then press back to the side, so you look like you're moving diagonally, but you're holding forward, that's actually faster than just doing a boost straight forward.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been doing that the whole time. Mention it, but it's just another additional input like the fast reload. So you like what I do is I boost diagonal right, and then I move my stick diagonal left, and that's it. You're moving a little faster.
Sounds like GoldenEye speedruns or something when using like the C buttons to like strafe and move forward or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
It's like a little movement. This is a movement tech.
Is there any missed potential extra? There is like infinite missed potential here. So you could do a speedrun of God Hard in less than 2 hours. If it's deathless and it's really good, I think you can do less than 2 hours. But the best like this is the best. And with the video, the Japanese runner has a faster time, but his capture device broke or something. I got pissed off, so he stopped playing the game. He was like, "Oh man, I got the God Hard world record, and oh, the capture card broke."
Whoa, he's gonna have to do that again.
No, he stopped. I think his last thing I saw, he was doing Metal Gear Rising.
Who is that? I know there was Molu JPN who was also really good at God Hard.
Okay, Molo Japan, Vinichiro are like really old players. This guy I'm talking about is he's called Dosu Penguin. Dos Penguin. But yeah, he has really good videos. Like his runs of God Hard, they're more entertaining than mine. He put a bunch of effort in editing his videos. They have like commentary with Vocaloids and freaking all
Fun.
kinds of stuff, and like stats on the side, like how much time exactly this death wastes. Okay, so here's
here we
another
go.
big skip bit. Use smoke, and then
Yeah, a lot of newer players have trouble with this one because it is actually really quite difficult, but there's a fairly big skip available here if you just rush it.
well, yeah. So if you use cigarettes or EMP, you can ignore these enemies and get up here. Normally, first people try to kill all the enemies here, but that's like really in the ass because they have the high ground advantage. Like they're shooting at you constantly.
I know when I was
All of that
playing.
debris will
yeah.
one-shot you. Pretty much getting hit by anything that's dropping down there, but like the rocks or whatnot will kill you instantly.
Yeah, this level is a big combat arena, basically. That previous one is pretty much the same as on other difficulties, even if you try to skip it.
So on this part, it's like,
Lock-on
is there like a set amount of enemies you kill, and then it's like then they like send out more enemies, or is it always like this
Yes.
core up here?
No, it's what you said first.
Okay.
So clear the enemies.
It was hard
Oh,
to tell
yeah.
like on the first playthrough exactly like what was advancing each section.
Right.
So-
Yeah. There's quite a lot going on here. Apparently, yeah, I didn't have a grenade. Ideally, you have a grenade and you just throw it up there. I didn't have one, so I tried to rocket them. The lock-on is really good here. It's also really good to safely shoot stuff.
The lock-on laser is pretty much good anywhere unless you're like a low ceilinged area, or if you're doing something that's really tanky and it doesn't involve Gorgies.
Yeah, in general, it's good against the Gorgies, the normal weak enemies. There's a bunch of those yellow Gorgies here too, which are they're super threatening. So
What
I'll try to
hit
check them
you?
Grenade.
out. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the allied grenade.
No.
It had an audio cue. That's it. I could hear it like barely. You can hear it charging on my right ear, but that's it. Like you just die.
I think I heard the
Was it
tink
now?
of the grenade landing.
Was it an
Yeah.
allied or an enemy grenade? Because
It was allied.
Like,
It was allied.
in Godhard, some of the enemies throw grenades even further distances. I feel like.
Yeah, they should. Okay, the enemies throw way more grenades, and the yellow Gorgies throw 3 grenades at once. But the enemy ones have those indicators on them, red circle. The allied ones have no indicator; they just blow up. There's no kind of indication apart from the glowing and the sound. But yeah, that death was super dumb. Like that's sort of something that shouldn't happen.
At least it was early on in this checkpoint.
Well, I don't
Or-
know. It was going really well, so it was sort of bad. But you could do worse. But yeah, that's why you don't want to like have the Marines around doing anything, because that's all they do.
Do you get multiple checkpoints here, or is it just you have to, like,
do a
wait
kind
for
of
each
couple.
wave?
Okay, here you can.
Yeah.
So here there's enemies coming from the destroy the hangars. But here I want to keep this one alive because there's 2 of these Bia type enemies. These are like a boss type enemy. Really, they're quite difficult, but you can instant kill them if you get them in the hangar. Here you can instant kill one of them or both of them even. But I only get one.
really?
Normally they're really brutal. You can stagger them reliably with LFE or the disc launcher hits. And they do have a weak point on their back, but normally getting weak point hits is really difficult to do, and it doesn't do actually much more damage than normal hits. They're tanks, more or less.
The hanger closed on them?
They have a lot of health. Yeah, so I blew up one of them inside a hangar. Instant kills them. That's another unique gimmick that's only in this.
Wow.
If you stay in the hangar, does it kill you, or does the hangar not
Yeah,
shut
it,
for
does.
longer?
It does. It does. But yeah, this is how you
I've never-
get real damage quick. Like you shotgun the core up close. If you have EMPs and stuff, but I don't. But there's a bunch of rockets, so it's dead anyway. So just those guys are pretty much like use your power weapon or hit stun them infinitely. You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight them normally. Or
I want
They
to
have
try
too
that
much
now. I've
of-
never seen a hangar close on me like that. I've never tried that.
yeah, it's like I didn't do that in my hard mode run either. Then someone told like, hey, you should do that, and then I did it. And you can get both of the BRs in there, and then it's really fast and safe.
Nice.
Yeah, here I think I do a skip. Do I fail it? Oh yeah, there we go. I got this faster. I jumped in. I did another elevator thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might screw it on this part. I might mess up something here. So here again, you want to blow off the backpack while there's a bunch of enemies behind it. You'll instant kill them, but on Godhard it doesn't straight up one-shot them, so they have a bit more health. But this guy is alive, and I think.
Oh, so
something goes wrong here,
that's
so-
backpack is that weak point there.
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, it's in a way it's not a weak point. It just blows up and does a million damage to everything around it. But yeah, it's
Okay.
that type Romanov type's weak point. It's really
Yeah,
strong.
Romanovs actually have a couple of weak points. They also have a weak point that's exposed when they do that super laser, though the one-hit kill laser. They seem to take a lot of damage if you shoot.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Up.
I see.
yeah. I rarely go for that. If you had a sniper rifle or something, wait, go. But usually
even,
you
like-
shoot the core on their back. But those flamethrower ones don't have the core the backpack instead. So.
But
They
the
also take
backpack
increased
pokes
damage in the head, but it's a little less. Like it's like half of what they would take in the core.
The other nice thing about the backpack is that you don't have to actually get behind them. It's exposed enough that you can hit them from the front.
What?
Oh,
What was that
yeah,
that got you?
That was the core laser there.
Oh, okay.
That was my
dang.
mistake. There's nothing random there. I'm messing up. But it's curious how there's a heavy machine gun like tucked away at the left end of the boss here, but you want to pick it up.
Yeah, the heavy machine gun, I thought it was pretty damaging in the game.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's great.
It's a lot more useful than the assault rifle in general. The assault rifle is popular in normal and hard because it has tons of ammo. You can upgrade it so it's pretty decent. But honestly, the heavy machine gun is the way to go for when you're playing.
I think on PC, I think on mouse and keyboard, assault rifle is better because it's super accurate. But ironically, like on a heavy machine gun, it's not super accurate. So you don't need pinpoint accuracy when you're aiming.
Right.
But if you're on mouse control, I think assault rifle is just really good because you can headshot the enemies really. But if it is raw damage, then heavy machine guns. Is just This boss is really cool if you play for score. There's like a shmup boss. You got a bunch of turrets and stuff to take out, but it's gonna shoot the core.
Oh no.
Oh,
The
no, I'm
death
getting
animation.
Yeah, it's like your face hits the ground. It's my feeling right there.
It's crazy how he explodes. Like the suit is
it's
just
pretty-
done.
Yeah, the death animation is pretty brutal. But yeah,
I always thought
they're
that was
really fitting
alarming.
on God Hard. You just blow up. Yeah, it's like you'll get used to seeing that. But yeah, I don't know why I'm dying to this boss because this should be like real easy, but it's just something going wrong. Ideally, you'd have a rocket launcher. On hard mode, I do have a rocket launcher, but here I don't. On God Hard, you can sort of abuse dying by, let's say you have a rocket launcher 0 ammo, you die, you get all that ammo filled. But I wasn't using that here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was complaining about that in my casual playthrough when I when I died, I got my grenades back. It felt like it was cheapening the sections a little bit because the grenades were so good.
Yeah, the thing about that is on the other modes you lose your upgrades when you die. So I think that's why why you lose the upgrades. But on God Hard it doesn't matter because there are no upgrades.
It's also a lot easier to do single weapon runs in hard or normal because you can hold on to one weapon and keep refilling the ammo with the upgrade boxes that get dropped, which you don't get on God Hard.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Also, the upgrade boxes are completely random. Like there are no. I think there's like one set drop. Otherwise, they're just random how many you get. You can get 3 at once, or you can get 0 for like half an hour.
I usually consistently know whereabouts I'm about to get an upgrade box. I wonder if it's based on the number of kills that you eventually get.
Okay, so there is a system where like it increases the probability the longer you don't get one. So eventually you will get one, but it's still completely random because you can get 3 at once or 2 at once. It's a pain in the ass on the lower difficulty speed runs because you're like, how many upgrades is the game gonna give me? But you don't even think about it in this mode, luckily. It's just some random weapon drops. This level is really hard too, but luckily there's a pretty easy way to do it. I think I'd get it here.
New enemy coming up here, the shotgun gornies, who are quite difficult in their own way.
I think they're pretty easy. They're really cool enemy type because like they fly around, they have a shotgun. I don't think they're much of a threat. This area with the stairs is really dangerous, even on hard mode. On hard mode, this is one of the hardest parts of the run, is this bit. I think I sort of do okay here. I use the EMP, yeah. So the Japanese runner found a strategy, just go behind this wall here and use the lock on. Luckily, you can do that on God Hard, so I'll do that in a bit. But first you need to clear out the Romanovs, because they're a huge threat. Another big difference on God Hard is whoa, what was that? There was just someone shooting me in the back. Oh no.
That you got melee from the side.
I wonder why I went to the title screen there. Instead of I must have switched. Yeah, I probably switched weapons. I didn't want to switch weapons. Something like that. So you can quit to the title, or you can do the checkpoint from the death. But yeah, this part is really hard. Like, real hard. You can throw a grenade here at the start to like have a set aim, and it happens to be really good. So you just do that. It's nice.
Yeah, you do like run down here immediately, but your teammates like are yelling at you not to do that, right?
Yeah, just if you stay up there, it takes like freaking forever. Don't want to do that.
So like you're like in enemy lines.
Yeah,
pretty
I mean
great.
that's like the whole point. You're in this game is like you're supposed to do stuff like this. You're some super mobile guy, and the Marines can't do anything. So
Nice.
another big thing on Godhard is the Romanovs have this berserk mode where they go crazy, like this guy right here. You should did that, but yeah, they'll do that when you drop them like 25% below max health. On the other difficulties, it's random and it's when they're like really low health. But here they'll just go crazy like right away.
And when they're berserk, they instead of firing one shot with like a big delay between, they start firing like 6 shots at a time or something ridiculous like that.
No, I think they just don't have. They
aggressive.
don't have any reload time. On the other modes, I think they have like they shoot 3 and then they reload, something like that. So I have the official guide for this game, which is surprisingly like super good. I've never seen such a good game guide, but it has like damage values on everything, score values, like every single difficulty difference, pretty much. Like will tell you the missile Romanovs shoot a couple more missiles on Godhard and all kinds of stuff. So one of those was that reload thing we're talking about. So here's the blue Gorges with the shotguns. They're pretty. Oh yeah, LFE. LFE actually does more damage if you point blank with it, and also if you slow down, so it's handy. And also knocks down those guys so they can't do anything for a while.
I think in my playthrough, I kept on calling the LFE the LFO gun, and I just didn't stop.
I think there's someone. Isn't there someone
I don't know
called
why.
LFO? I don't remember where that. There was some guy called LFO.
Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for the Marines to move forward. There we go. Okay, actually that's bad. I want to be where those Roman. So here's the drill Romanovs, and okay, I think I still get it. Yeah. Wait,
Oh,
why is there a
nice.
Gorgi on the ground? Just, well, I guess he's just there.
I remember
It's weird.
I was.
I don't remember any normal
Whoa.
being around here.
Oh, why was he in
Okay,
the
so-
air like that?
I did the flip kick. It launches in the air, and since that's a trick you can do on the Romanovs. Is the hit area for launching them is larger than hitting them, so you can launch them without overheating. And then I sniped the core for like a bunch of damage.
Yeah, that was pretty slick.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, there's a trick where if you use the heavy machine gun's flip kick attack at a certain range, you'll do the launch on an enemy, but it won't actually connect as a hit, so you won't go into overheat.
Okay, is that guy gonna die? Yeah. But, okay, well, yeah, this fight is pretty messy, but like this is what it'll more like look like when you're playing Godhard. It's like a messy fight, but it's fun. Okay, that guy's dead. But yeah, I really like that flip kick and the sniper trick because it looks cool and it's also fast. Because the sniper does 4 times damage to the weak point or something crazy. So it's
Okay.
straight up just efficient to do that. And at the start, I did the counter melee with the shotgun because those guys really want to melee you with the drills, so you can just spit it out. Oh yeah, here's a bit where you shoot from range and you have to wait for the bridge to drop or something. Shouldn't be too different.
LFO is low frequency oscillator. Oh yeah.
That might be that
Like
might
a
be
music.
the origin.
Yeah. That's probably why I was
But I think-
saying that.
Yeah, I think it's like low frequency something in this too.
Okay.
Slow projectile. So here I am using a cover because there's like basically no reason not to. Luckily these guys. Oh wow, I missed the nuke. That's not good.
Yeah, the only way to speed this up is really to just kind of cross your fingers and wait for them to launch the big
Yeah.
missiles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but luckily on God hard they shoot him way more. It's more annoying on the other. This takes longer on hard because they will not want to shoot the nukes.
And they're so beefy otherwise.
Yeah.
And on God Hard, I don't think it shooting the nuke doesn't actually kill them straight out. They still have a tiny bit of health left.
Yeah, they still had a bit of health, right?
The LFE gun is the low frequency energy gun. There you go.
Well, energy. Yeah. It's some kind of energy. Yes. So that. Oh yeah, another thing. So on hard mode, the LFE gun one-shots the Gorgies. On God hard mode, it does not. So I think the best difficulty for that weapon is hard mode in a way. It's most efficient there, but it's still really good. So you end up using it. Oh yeah, this part I really hated on my first casual playthrough because you get like 10 of the yellow Gorgies at the same time. But luckily I have rocket launchers and cigarettes. And that guy, I don't know, he clipped into a wall or something and blew up. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, you can aim the rockets really specifically to kill a bunch of the tank shows up. And then I use the
Damn,
I
right
used
there.
to stand behind the wall again.
Shot that rocket right at that sandbag. Just like, F it.
Yeah, screw that. Yeah, just and then spam the grenades. I think this part does it. Yeah, pretty well. This so far. Yeah, I'm glad that there's this easy. Like this is like an easy way to do this normally too. Like all the enemies are cleared out now, and I'll just take out the tank. So that fight can be really hard. Try to.
So you just got ran over,
Oh yeah, that.
but doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's why
By the blades at the front.
Dude, I want to shoot the core. There we go. Oh man, that's funny. That happened to me in a live run, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Oh yeah, that happened to me once, and I had no. What happened was I had no ammo on any weapons, and then the tank drove me against a wall, and I was like, "Is this game soft locked?" And one of the runners of the event was like, "Can you punch it?" And then I punched.
They got out of the way.
Yeah,
Last time
I legit didn't think about that.
Last time I did the challenge missions, someone was watching on Twitch, and the tank got stuck on a piece of terrain, and it started floating up into the air, where it was like hovering the height of like those view hounds normally do, and it was really bizarre.
Nice. You can destroy the big turret on the tanks too. Oh yeah, that's another scoring thing. They have a bunch of parts. You can destroy the turret and like the stand of the turret. And all kinds of weird stuff, but oh yeah, on the tanks, if you destroy all their armaments, they can't do anything. They'll just drive around the drill bits on the front. Mess around with that.
They can still technically kill you with the blades at the front, but I mean, if you're getting hit by that...
Oh, there's a stupid glitch. I don't know why that happens, but they just don't want to get in this elevator, so they warp back. They do it again. Back. I think you can do another skip here, but I don't want to do it because a few times I did it, it like broke the game. So, or the AI for burns and brains. So now there's a room with a bunch of enemies, and there's the falling bridge part.
This is the first time This is the first time you're using the pistol intro.
That's true. I would have used the lock-on if I had more ammo, but if you don't have lock-on ammo, then just use this. I don't think it's going very well though.
So it does home. I didn't realize that myself.
Yeah, either after hitting a wall or flying a long distance, it'll start homing into the nearest target.
Oh, I see.
It's a badly underrated weapon, but it also has the property of it instantly staggers with each hit on those Via enemies, and it has a really high success rate of chopping off limbs off overall. It's a great weapon all around.
Yeah, it also one-shots. It also one-shots the spear enemies even when they're close, and the melee is really good. The melee doesn't overheat you, so it is a very potent weapon, especially if it's the melee against larger enemies. But
yeah, it actually costs ammo. you can't use the melee if you're out of ammo, but it doesn't overheat you either. Which is nice. That's the one thing, is that the melee in the game is actually really, really powerful, but to balance that out and prevent you from just running up and punching everything, that's why they added the overheat to melee, just so you couldn't treat it like Bayonetta.
Yeah, there's some interview in the guide where, the melee was overpowered at one point, and they just had to decide that this game is about shooting, and that they so I think it's sort of like they didn't have enough dev time to balance it out, but it does sort of work, I don't know. Especially the boost kick is still good. So in this part, there is a way to skip. You can skip these rocks here. You can go on the bridge before, like, you don't need to do this part. But it doesn't speed up this level at all, because there's a fence at the very end of this level that you can skip it, but nobody really knows how to do it consistently, and I never figured it out. So you just shoot the enemies here and help the Marines cross forward. So
I like the tactic of sticking your gun through the wall and then firing away.
Yeah.
I think at the next lull in the action, we'll take a few minute break, by the way.
Who threw that grenade? Okay, that was a Gorgie grenade, that wasn't a Marine. But the Gorgies are very good at throwing grenades too on God Hard. The AI is just way better. Just, you'll notice that when you try it out. Rocket launcher is good. So if you stay back here, you'll get killed from the falling terrain, but it's not too hard to avoid. This last area there's a bunch of enemies, sort of dangerous, but on the speedrun it's sort of safe by the fact you can't speed it up in any way, so you just wanna survive and kill the enemies.
Just abusing that roll.
Shotgun is fun. Shotgun is fun, yeah. And rolling, like, yeah, you wanna roll a lot. If you're getting shot, you wanna evade a lot.
And if you use the boost, it resets kind of like the iframes penalty when rolling. So it's really handy to boost roll around if you're in danger.
That's right. But yeah, that part went really well because the fence is already down, so that was like no problems there.
Really good there. All right, guys, how about we take a few minute breather here?
All right. Yep.
So let's pause at just like 11:10.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna actually just throw up a break screen. Just take a few minutes, guys, to collect yourself. This has been like nonstop action commentary for a few minutes, and then we'll come back just a few minutes here. So I'll be right back. Yeah, so just chill out for a moment.
Yep, I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Sounds good.
already.
Yep.
Okay, we are back, and time to resume the action from 111.10. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, this part is boring. You snipe some spotlights with a sniper rifle.
Oh yeah, this fucking part. I think I messed it up a couple times on my casuals. Like,
Yeah, this is sort of a break. Yeah, this is the break in Act 3.
Okay.
So this is a nice little breather. But nobody's found a skip for this, but in theory, you could do the time stop glitch. Maybe, but the thing is, the wall in front of the tram here is so big that it's hard to get through. If it was smaller, you could get off the tram and like walk on the rails here, but nobody's been able to do it. But that would be really nice, because this part is just boring. It takes like 3 minutes or something.
A while, yeah.
At least on the other modes, you can upgrade your weapons a little here and stuff. But this is the breather.
So at this point of the lore, like, I don't even remember what the hell. I mean, you're just basically just getting further into the enemy lines. What the hell is going on here?
I'm not sure what they're trying to do at this point, right? But after this, the Crayon, the huge fortress, shows up, and they're like, "Oh, we need to take that down."
There's some Marines in a central building. You have to go rescue them. At some point, Burns goes on ahead to the central building to rescue them while you deal with the Creon.
That's like the Act 4. Yeah, that's like the that's the start of Act 4, I think, or something. But yeah, basically the story of this game is like you're in a space colony that was made by U.S. people, and then it was populated by people, which I always forget that people actually live in these levels, but you don't see any signs of it. Well, maybe Act 3, sort of. But yeah, then they got captured by a new Russian faction, the Satellite, and they shot out giant laser at San Francisco.
Which turned the people into zombies, it looked like. I thought it was going to be like a zombie game in the beginning.
Yeah, they got microwave. Yeah, it's a microwave beam or whatever.
It looked like it turned them into zombies, so I was like, is this going to be like a zombie game?
No, their blood was boiling, so they
They melted.
They melted.
Imagine what happened to that poor hamster in Maniac Mansion when you threw it in the microwave.
Oh man, I shot a missile. Did it. But yeah, then the US, or well, Hillary Clinton sends the Marines to take the station back. But I think that's one cool thing about the game is like it's all in the same space colony. Like the whole game is one mission in the one space colony. It's sort of confined. But
and the space colony is an O'Neill cylinder, which is like the coolest space station design ever. O'Neill cylinder is the greatest thing ever.
And you like always have the visibility to it. Like if I look here, you can see the other side colony from upside down.
That's what you see in the title screen a little bit, right?
Yeah, this was like a really good looking game when it came out. And it does some interesting effects, like it's the way it runs, like when you roll or whatever, it's like you turn into a 2D sprite for a moment, and then it puts effects on that to like save on the performance and all kinds of weird stuff going on. I think on PC there's a bit less of that because they don't need to save on the performance. So the game does run at 30 FPS, but luckily it doesn't really slow down from that much. So at least it's stable. I didn't really have too much problems with the 30 FPS bit. Of course, it's better at 60. Okay, now you go to this station. You have to blow up the wall in front of the tram, or you can't proceed. This part can be sort of tricky, but there's some strategies to this. This was fun to figure out on a hard mode too, this bit. And go straight to that. Ideally, you have the LFE gun here, but I didn't get one from the bridge. It looks like. Otherwise, I would have picked it up. The LFE gun is super good here because it'll just hit the whole column of Gorgies. And somehow I made it through, and I think I survived. When you set the bomb, you have iframes, so that's why I'm doing it, even though I'm getting shot. And then, yeah, I survived. But from the Japanese runner, I realized, oh, you can go back here. This is the best way to do this. Go behind this pillar.
Nice.
I blew it up. Somehow, I wonder why you can even be here and blow it up at the same time, but you can. And now, you just need to get on the tram. Wow, that guy wanted to kill me. And this guy too on the train, he's like, no, I'm coming with you. And there's even more, no, okay, there's... But yeah, I'm stuck in red health for a really long time here, like it's long.
Dang.
The screen is going crazy, it's going red.
And you're still able to actually boost dodge. Like it's still in red health, but you're out of overheat for some reason, which sometimes happens.
Yeah, it's
hard.
weird. It's weird.
Dang.
Yeah, maybe it's like if you're on the same red health, like you haven't gone out of red health, you won't do it again or something. I don't know. Okay, here's a buzzard. This is a pretty fun fight. I think I might die here though. Basically, you're on a timer here. If you take too long, you destroy the tram. And that can totally happen if you're low on ammo.
Yeah, because you only have the sniper rifles left on the tram, don't you? There's not too much ammo actually on the tram.
That's true. And on Godhard, you have no upgrade suit damage. So you need to make your shots count here. I think I might actually run out of ammo here and die.
Yeah, it's not looking too good because I don't know how you're gonna
I have seven
the weak point with only 7 shots and well there you go. Oh, there's a heavy machine gun. Huh. Never mind. You had plenty of ammo. You just got killed.
No, I'm dead. Let's forget about heavy machine. I got killed. But yeah, you can. That was my bad. You can definitely dodge that laser, but it is a one shot, so it's sort of nasty. But almost everything is a one shot on this mode, so you gotta love to dodge. I think he always shoots the laser from left to he's right to left, so you can roll to the left to dodge easier, or be against the wall here. But now I have ammo, so this should be a bit easier. This is another part where you could save on in-game time, but not on real time. If you kill the buzzard faster, the in-game time will be faster. This is a pretty fun fight, though. You have to this sort of practice to use the iframes, I think, because you're in such an enclosed area. You cannot use cover here too much, anyway.
And the cover system's pretty cool. It's not like you get like full invincibility against certain attacks when you're in cover. There's 3 different types of cover, and you can't actually take hits while you're in cover, depending on what kind of attacks are used. So you have to be really conscious of when you want to dodge when you're being attacked, even when in cover. It's a really neat system.
Yeah. And yeah, that went a lot better. He died a lot faster than the previous attempt. Yes. Oh yeah, so 7 deaths so far. 7 or 8. That was still sort of slow because I'm almost at the target here. If you kill him real fast, then you have to wait a bunch. That's hard to do on Godhard though, unless you have rockets. And now we go to another gimmick section with turrets, sadly. But at first you have some enemies to clear out. You're approaching the big fortress Crayon. It's grounded now. It's got huge lasers and stuff. Those can hit you with the big lasers too.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing when that happens, but it kind of sucks.
Well, it almost hit me there. Like, sometimes it happens when I boost right up. You die. But yeah, this part again is like, you just sit in a turret and shoot some stuff. another questionable part of the game. In this part, there's a lot of items to pick up and enemies to kill those. You're always doing something here, but then...
This part's not too bad, though. It's not really that difficult, and it's a nice segue into the next bits, which are really cool.
I don't know. I think you already had a weird with this sniping on the monorail. Yeah. I think here, this part is like, to give you an idea, like, whoa, there's a huge battle going on. But then it's just a bunch of, like, those guys are just standing in place and, like, I don't know. Crayon looks cool, at least. Big fortress thing. See, it's those tanks are driving over their own guys. It's like, okay. Nice
yeah, yes, you're right.
So here you need to, I think, yeah, if you let die, then you fail here or something, but...
Yeah, you have to keep the tanks from destroying all the railguns. At least one railgun has to survive. It's not super exciting, but it's not very difficult either, so it works.
Yeah, in a speedrun, you just want to kill a mesa, which is pretty straightforward. Just memorize the spawns. And again, they're just driving over their corgis. Why?
And you don't have to worry about targeting a weak point or anything like that. Just go for the main body, center of mass, sort of thing.
Yeah, there's nothing shooting at you here. So like, using the turret.
And there goes the last one.
Right.
Calm down, Sam. Jeez.
You gotta mash melee when nothing's happening. Then now you just get a bunch of weapon boxes and you're like, give me a rocket launcher or something.
I see.
Yeah, rockets are a lot rarer on Godhard because normally you can plan out where you'd pick up a rocket launcher from one of the upright weapon crates or one of the upright weapon canisters, but in Godhard it's all in the boxes, so you're kind of at the mercy of the RNG for the rocket launchers.
There are parts where there's rocket launchers lying on the ground. Those ones remain though, luckily, like in the obvious fight. So there you have to disable the leg. So now I have another part where I skip a bunch of enemies. This one is pretty interesting. This part is really fun to play for score too. Like there's a bunch of turrets to blow up, and there's a big hangar that opens us up with a bunch of enemies. But
yeah, if you're playing the game normally, this place is really cool to do. It's a cool segment.
But I'm gonna do a sliding EMP, and then in this part, for some reason, so there's this. You also get like 1 million more HP here, like. I don't know why, but you take barely any damage when you're inside this overheat area. So this is Godhard, but I just took like 1 million hits. So this is sort of random. So the guy who shoots the wire gun is Shinji Mikami, director of the game. But this time he just didn't care about the enemies. He just rushed right to the end like we did. Ideally, that's what happens, and he did it. Sometimes he's like, oh no, there's enemies, and he... Okay, now you're inside the Crayon, and there's a big skip here that you can do. The biggest use of the time stop glitch mentioned earlier. But for safety, I clear out the enemies first. You could do this, you can definitely do this with clearing any... or using a smoke. But trying to get careful. Trying to get the right angle. And yeah, now I'm trying to do again like the specific melee time to stop time, and it'll warp me forward because the platform was moving. Now you can move on the rail. You don't need to go through that bit, but...
Very silly.
But I think I fall off, yeah.
What?
Very silly, but very good, because that part is... That's like the sniping part, there's like nothing happening. But
and
I messed it up, I fell off.
The laser beams it fires, if it sees you, will kill you, right?
Yeah, it doesn't get to do that though. But there's the actual fight later will be glitched out though. And on PS3, the Japanese runner had a very, very silly glitch happen where like the unknown was completely like in a really weird form. It was like a flat panel, like split apart, and then it just did the instant kill grab with no startup, like 1 frame. Killed him. Like, you're dead. But yeah, I think now I stay on the rails. Yeah, it's sort of hard to unline yourself to face the right direction, and ideally you have the sniper rifle here to both set up the direction and move faster. But if you do this skip, it saves like a minute, over a minute. So this is nice, because it's another part where you sit on a slow platform. There's nothing really going on.
Is lock-on laser faster than assault rifle? I can never remember what the order is for all.
Yeah, it's faster. It's faster, yeah. But the thing with assault rifle, it's harder to input because you can't mash assault rifle because it'll go doing the multi-punches. Oh yeah, here I do a trick. If you can somersault melee the parts off and we'll rebuild the core without overheating. They can do that on any difficulty, but that's really fast way to rebuild the core of this guy. And there I got greedy and he's running. He moves faster on guard hard, which is annoying if you let him get away.
Nice.
That fight started really well, it ended very badly. It's over. Yeah, no DLC weapons, so there's no anti-armor pistol. That weapon is like it's really strong. On guard hard, it's still reasonable though, because it has like barely any ammo. You can't upgrade it. If you're gonna upgrade it, it's super strong. Here's another bit where I shoot a grenade to get an area explosion.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, it's a real fast way to kill all those. And this part is pretty cool. You got this cycle of lasers going on. You can skip some of the cycles. I'm not sure how well it went in this run. But you use the diagonal boosts and the melee, and oh yeah, there I go for like a visual cue. It's like, okay, now I can just move, because laser will stop firing right here.
Oh, cool.
It's barely fit through.
Very nice.
Here, I think you can skip these enemies, but I need ammo or something. Yeah, I want shotgun ammo. But yeah, the melee is really good for movement. It's like there's no boost. It's like but as fast as the boost. It's pretty fun to use too. Oh, get hit with the LFE. Oh yeah, this is another fun part of the LFE. You can shoot that other elevator with the enemies through the glass panes.
Yeah, it just goes through everything, so...
Yeah.
It also inflicts a knockback on pretty much everything.
Yeah,
so
everything gets knocked
really
back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Except for the giant jellyfish, which is the first enemy you encounter after getting your first element.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, oh, this is what this weapon does. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's a Romanov down there that's really pissed off. A couple times I shot him, then he shoots the piercing laser on this thing, and I couldn't dodge it. I just got killed. Oh yeah, on that platform you can also do the clip, but I was scared or something, so I didn't do it, because it's a curving rail, so you're even more likely to fall off. But you can move really slowly though to make it easier. Oh yeah, another thing, here you can use the LFE to the enemies into the pit here. Oh wow, it's a nuke. That almost killed me. Oh wow, nice.
Almost is what.
Oh yeah, there was a shotgun guy behind me.
There's the nuke.
There's the blue Gorgie doing something.
I thought you said the blue Gorgies were easy.
Well, I didn't know that one existed, so that's a problem.
Yeah, they don't have too much health over the red ones compared to like the heavy guys, which are tanks, but they move really fast if they flank.
Yeah, the nice thing about them, they don't really one-shot you. Like that guy he shot me point blank, but it's just yellows.
I think you actually were close enough to the nuke that you took damage from the nuke and then got the shotgun.
I don't know. But yeah, the Romanov went to the pit, so that's nice. For some reason, you can do that's another use of LFE, but it's like only in this level and the next level where you have pits. There's a bunch of these so far. You've seen like one level has one gimmick that's not explained anywhere, but it's just there, like the hangars and the pits. But it's a recurring thing.
That's like something fun you can search for, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's like that's a good thing, but I feel like they could have done a bit more with. Oh yeah, this launcher is good here too. Except I'm missing somehow the pilot of that transport constantly. It's too bad. Time for another. The cigarette is really good for safety because now the enemies just don't shoot me for a while, so you just use it as a crutch. Now I feel they should have that transport there.
You don't actually have to use the cigarette in a way that enemies see it. You just throw the cigarette, and even if it's behind cover or whatnot,
yeah, it doesn't matter. You just need to use the cigarette.
That would explain why I don't use a cigarette very often, because I'm so used to waiting for visual confirmation that they're firing on the cigarette and using it like close to them that I never realized you could just throw it behind a piece of cover where it's pretty much hidden from sight and they'll fire at it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I don't think about it. It's like here's a cigarette now. I can't be hit. Like I'll do it right here. This is a good example.
Smoking is good for you. You heard it here, people.
See, they're not paying any attention to this guy over here. And now I think I can bounce against the wall here.
Nice.
But I like how those Romanovs get frozen in place.
Yeah, that's amusing.
There's another skip. I think it was right before now. You could like warp upwards into the next area, but I couldn't do it. It's just too hard. Here's another part where you just run past the enemies because I can. I don't remember if anything special happens here if you do fight them, but there are a lot of like coming up. There's like dropships shooting you from the air and all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, if you want to see a lot of points, there's a lot of enemies here to take down and whatnot.
Oh yeah, this level is where in the scoring run where you get like the semi-infinite milking. The dropships will just keep spawning, especially in the last part. You just shoot down like 200 dropships or something with your laser cannon. They're always abusing the roll combined with the cover iframes. Okay, time for this bit. There's a chicane that's turned into a jukebox. Wow, am I gonna die?
You ruined
here?
their music. You're a horrible person.
Dude, am I gonna die to the jukebox? Wait. No, I got this guy. I feel good about myself. Alright, so there's unknown now. I think you can like charge melee when it's spawning this one. So
yeah, if you charge the shotgun melee and time it, you can pretty much take off half its health. At least on normal and hard. I can't remember about God Hard.
Oh, I messed it up. Oh wait, yeah, on God Hard it spawns in like another location. That's right.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Like you get baited.
Damn.
That is really tricky, isn't it? You try and go for the shotgun melee, but it's like nope.
I think the same happens in the sometimes on previous unknown too. Like if I do that skip there, sometimes it just spawns behind you. Bizarre. Some God Hard thing. Alright, now you break Crayon. That's Act 3. Some QT here. Like there's... When you play this first, you're like, oh, I need to clear the enemies first before I can do this, but no, you can just like go straight into this QT even though you're getting shot.
Does it actually disregard damage from getting shot?
I think you can get shot, but if you do it ASAP, you just don't get shot. Like the enemies despawned right now, so they can't even shoot you. So that's Act 3, there's 2 more acts. The last 2 are pretty short, so...
Oh man.
And it's the first time you see any actual greenery or signs of life here, other than all the military.
Yeah, I feel like there could have been a bit more variety in the environments, maybe. At least I don't like the look of Act 3 that much. There's a bunch of gray and...
Yeah, a lot of what you go through is the industrial stuff. You don't really get a chance to see too much of like the residential designs and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like the city at the start of Act 3, like it's like this greedy future city, but I feel like it didn't work for me.
This is a really nice act. I love the kind of change of pace that the trees give you. I kind of wish you had a little bit more of this sort of thing going on in the game.
Yeah. Messing around with the lock on here, it's spinning around. It's fun. It's quite good here because the sniper enemies are very weak to headshots too. Except this guy is just not getting hit. There we go. At least one of the tactical challenges does this level, and it's pretty different. So.
Oh yeah, the tactical challenge for this level, it's fairly tricky, and then there's the last segment of it, whereas if you go into it without knowing what you're doing, it destroys you immediately.
Yeah, it's really, I like how it has like these disappearing walls and stuff that this version doesn't have. Oh, I think I died here to these Moa, the walkers. Yep. That was weird. Like, usually you can just LFE gun the pilots, and then they're both unmanned. Let's see. Yeah, it's like death number 10 or something. Oh yeah, see, now they just died instantly. That's convenient. That's what you want to see. So you just grab this walker and you can shoot them in the back, and that's sad.
And the nice thing is that this gun actually has a small blast radius, so you don't have to be super accurate with it. You just kind of fire it at the ground.
Yeah, it has quite a bit of splash. I wonder if they intended to have more vehicles. Sort of doubt it.
Didn't they intend to have like a? Wasn't there supposed to be like a robot dog companion? They were floating around the idea of.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was going to be a thing. And they were very first idea. Suits that are like remote controlled. One of them is a melee suit like God Hand, one of them is a shooting suit like this game, and then the third one is like sword suit. But they ended up just having the shooting, or like a mix of all three, but the shooting type. So that's interesting.
Sorry, I missed the no DLC weapons this run. Are you playing on PS3 or Xbox 360?
This is on 360.
So yeah, what he's doing is he bought the game. It's a physical release as opposed to the digital release, which has it included by default. So he's got the DLC weapon download on a USB stick, and he just unplugs it, and he doesn't want to play with the DLC weapons, which is kind of a neat thing to do.
Oh yeah, LFE gun is really good here. So here's a nice strat. I think I learned from some Japanese runner here. The LFE will just clear out everything here.
That's pretty good.
Because there's a bunch of enemies spawning in.
Because they all come through that choke point, and the LFE can just tear right through.
Yeah. Some of them do get through, and things get hairy. So what do you want to do ideally? Oh man, it's hard to see here. That grass is really high. That's the whole point of this area, but it's hard to get used to. You need to learn to look at the radar sometimes to figure out what's going on. Like that shotgun guy who shot me in the back, I should have seen that on the radar.
Yeah, if you're going to use the LFE gun extensively, it's best used behind terrain, and yeah, you really have to get used to taking your shots using the radar to judge.
Oh man, that nuke. There we go. Yeah, that Romanov is angry. But this is a pretty bad situation. The other one is covering for this one, and there's nuke. Man. Yeah.
This is madness.
Whoa, what was that? Oh, he's still alive. What? Come on. Why is that guy not dead? There we go.
Why are you not dead?
The Marines killed him. They did it.
They saved you. They're not useless after all.
They did one pixel. Like, the problem is they do no damage.
Yeah.
I noticed the same. I was playing Ace Combat 7 recently. It's the same thing in that game. The allies do no damage. Thing. But yeah, I'm surprised I lived through that. Yeah, but yeah. That's the fun part about playing COD to hard casual. You're running it is you get those like tight situations. You have to figure out something real quick. How do I survive here? And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. The lock-on is really good for this room, so even more use of it.
One of the tricky things is when you go into overheat, you have much more limited ways of quickly throwing an EMP. Like, if you're in cover and you aim low, you can throw the EMP so it hits the cover, but it's not necessarily 100% safe for throwing animation. Whereas doing a sliding EMP is pretty much always the best way to get out EMP if you're in trouble.
Yeah, if I'm overheated, I try to just aim throw and do a neutral throw. I mean, aim downwards, do a neutral. If you do a walking throw with the EMP or frag, it takes the longest animation. There's almost no use to ever do the walking throw of any grenade.
I don't even know why it exists. Is it for style or something? But yeah,
I think because Sam is like a football player or something. I think that's why it's like a
he is a football player, so that's why he does a football throw. I mean, but it's so useless. The moving throw.
I think I use it in the next one level, but it's still useless. I don't know. It looks cool though. I think that's why it's in. It does look sort of.
That's the type of thing you just gotta kind of find on your own, huh? Like these different throws and stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Especially the sliding throw. There's also, if you do a slide and you stop the slide and then you throw, Sam will drop it in place. It won't slide across the ground or whatever. It'll just be like a mine on the ground. So there's a bunch of stuff like that.
But unlike something like Bayonetta, all the weird esoteric stuff, it's not super important to learn or know. It's not quite as useful as some of the stuff in some of the other Platinum games is. And it's like also more discoverable yourself. Like there's some really weird, unusual mechanics to Bayonetta, I know that are you're probably not going to stumble onto them unless you've been playing it for a while, whereas most of the core mechanics and the higher level tricks, it doesn't take too long to work them out in Vanquish. It's just a matter of executing them.
There are some, like, there's a bunch of stuff that people never knew before I started running this, but yeah, most of this stuff if you do God Hard mode and Tactical Challenge 6, you'll sort of need to find the boost dodging and the instant reloads. And there's quite a bit. But you don't really need them, yeah, you're right. You don't need them to beat the game or beat this mode. Oh yeah, look, there's View Hounds. There's a room View Hounds.
Oh, this is so sad. Why don't they have more armor? Why isn't there just like 2 View Hounds, but they have like 3 times as much health so that they actually get a chance to do something?
Yeah, that room is
so depressing. Like honestly, if you let them drop to the ground and do stuff, they're really cool. Like play around with them in one of the tactical challenges. They're really neat enemies, but they don't get to do anything because they have no health.
Yeah, I like Tactical Challenge 3 because it has a bunch of blue Gorgies and spears and stuff. And I feel like you never really fight the blue Gorg, like in the campaign, you fight the blue Gorgies as a threat. Maybe this room sort of, but I feel like there's always like in a back roll, just around. So now you fight the ground type Buzzard. He has a totally different moveset, so it's basically a different boss. But fun thing about him, you can melee his arms and he will not overheat you. So that's the way to damage him.
Okay.
I think he has some move that he only does on God Hard. The thing is, like, his arms are like not part of the boss himself or something weird. It's like a multi-segment boss, so might be a glitch or something.
It's also interesting because he's got a couple of weak points. You can either fire on the blue thing on the front of him or the red thing on the back of him.
Yeah.
I don't know if they both take the same damage.
Oh,
you can get him stuck in infinite. I'm bad at it, but you can get him stuck in infinite loop if you melee him and then bait another, like melee him right after he recovers. But I'm just like fighting him normally, basically.
But see, like a lot of people complain about God Hard being, it turns the game into a cover shooter. But look, you weren't sitting in cover slowly plinking away. You were staying in his face and iframes to dodge around. Like that, it's so much more than just a cover shooter, even on God Hard.
Yeah, though I do get that complaint because in a way that's how if you just start God Hard, like you didn't do the technical challenges or anything, you just did like, then that seems like the optimal way to play because you don't know what else you can do. So I sort of get that complaint because it's a way to do it. I think that's one appealing thing about the speedrun is you can't do that because it's slow. So you just need to go in.
So those challenges like teach you some of these more obscure mechanics?
No, I think just Tactical Challenge 6 is they just get really difficult, so you need to learn to do some stuff.
You just have to figure something out. I see.
Are all of them on normal or are they on hard? I can't remember.
I'm not 100% sure.
But basically the tactical challenges are they're there are enemy rushes in a specific level where you're forced to encounter groups of enemies that you wouldn't normally encounter in those groups. And so basically, it's a really fun, challenging set of battles that really forces you to learn to up your game and deal with things in ways that you haven't had to deal with it in story missions.
Yeah, and those levels have no random. Every drop is set, and they're meant to be speedrun. There's a time leaderboard, and those were super competitive when the game came out. The time leaderboards, the Japanese times were just super good.
Wow.
So, that was cool. So a lot of the old players of this game did tactical challenges. I think we'll show challenge 6 at least after the run. That's the last challenge.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the one where you have to deal with the final boss, along with several other enemy spawns. The actual enemy spawns that the final boss spawns with aren't too bad, but just the challenge 6 in general is kind of nasty overall.
Yeah, it has a lot of
fun.
It has a lot of hard fights back to back, so it's tough. I feel like if you do a God Hard, like if you try to do God Hard last boss without deaths or whatever, that's harder, but you don't need to do that if you just want to beat the modes. So this Argus has way less health than the others, but I still messed this up somehow. Look at his health. Look at his health right now.
Magic pixel.
Yeah. It's like half. No, that is like one
Not
pixel,
even.
yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Now you get to look at another cool QT extruder. Look, I'm grabbed. Shoot the eyes. Oh, yeah, the head is another weak point, but I don't go for it really because you need really accurate aim to hit the eyes.
Yeah, the head is a little wonky in terms of how you actually shoot into the eyes. It's
the
a little bit
hitbox super small, so you need to be spot on. Ideally, you just use a sniper rifle or a AA gun, AA pistol.
And yeah, you were saying the AA pistol is pretty balanced on God Hard. It definitely is, because it has a fairly low ammo limit. It's much more useful than the sniper rifle is, but it's not game-breakingly powerful.
Yeah, I think it's just the ammo,
On normal and hard, though, if you upgrade it to the max, you can pretty much rip through everything else in the game. It is quite crazy when upgraded.
It is still sort of silly though, because the weapon drops are random, and every fourth weapon drop is a DLC weapon. So in theory, you could get constant AA gun pistols if you were lucky. So in a way, it could be a bit busted, but I haven't really seen anyone use that.
Well, I
mean,
think
God Hard is going to be a challenge anyway, even if you have DLC. So I don't think you need to worry about it too much.
No, the only problem is if you're doing something with no DLC run, but you're playing the PC or version, or you have a digital release where the DLC weapons can't be disabled, and you have to actually ignore them.
So you can't just turn that off through an option, like?
No, you can't, sadly.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So there's another dual BR fight here. I'm trying to chain power weapons and grenades back to back to keep them both in hit stun. And it's pretty successful here. Just have a bunch of ammo. LFE stuns them, and you can boost kick them. LFE, rockets, so on. It's pretty straightforward.
It's really crazy looking
at
enemy.
the same time, that's cool.
The disc launcher also has a stun effect on it, but it's not quite as reliable as the LFE because the discs don't always hit both of them.
I think it does less damage too. I think that's why I don't use it. It does a bit less damage.
Yeah.
But a fun thing, so the frag grenades launch them. So what fun trick I found once is slide a grenade behind them and then LFE them. They'll keep getting bounced back and forth. They can't do anything. That's tricky. I could only do that once, and I was like, "Oh, this is easy," but I could never reproduce it.
The platinum game juggles.
Yeah. Well, this level is in one of the hardest ones casually. Let's see how it goes. I don't remember how well it goes here. But this first bit you can skip, which is fine. But that's not too hard to shoot them. But there's a bunch of snipers up on the walls right now. And then there's a bunch of, I think there's 3 drilled Romanovs. So I use a cigarette there. And then, I'm not sure why I knocked that guy back. But definitely want to throw a frag there to clear this. But there's a This is a strat from Molo Japan to clear out the Romanovs real quick.
Oh, you got him in the
bait
corner.
them- yeah, you bait them to melee you, and then you knock them with the LFE, and now you can melee them all at once.
Very nice. Oh yeah,
That's
charge
a lot
up when they're
of
getting up. That's really smart.
Yeah, that does like crazy damage. Just do that one more time, they're dead.
Yeah, because also when a lot of these enemies get knocked down, they do take a while to get back up. So it's like perfect time to do that, huh?
Yeah, that's one reason why the LFE gun is pretty good.
And-
Also, first this drops a rocket launcher. This is a set, it's not random. One of them is always rocket launcher. And you can use that to clear out these blue Gorgi. Whoa, wait, what?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I think some boulders fell on you or something. I don't know.
I think that was the tank's cannon
Oh.
somehow. I didn't even hear the audio cue, but it's just... I thought I had it. Okay, now this is a lot harder. If you have the restarted checkpoint, it's much harder. I would have just shot the rocket at those blue Gorgies and then shoot the tank from behind. But now, yeah, this... Let's see. I think I just try to take out the tank here, ASAP. But there's a bunch of snipers on the walls above, which is really dangerous. See how this-
Jeez.
Oh man. Not looking good.
It's
So it is
surprising.
pretty safe,
yeah.
like way back here. Luckily. Oh. I think I somehow survived this bit, even though I shouldn't. Or not. Okay.
Nope.
Just fall over. Yep. Oh wow. I'm like, no, that's not a good start.
Yeah. Can see why you did that.
Oh wow.
And again.
Dude. This is not good. I forgot this part went so bad. But yeah, this is one, like, casually, this can happen really easily too. Okay, that is really bad. So if you time your dodges right, the shots try to rush in and snipe you. If you have the cigarettes in stock, you want to use those instead of just rushing in like I am. Okay, now I got 2 of them. Okay, maybe I got it this time. You can take out the tank pretty fast if you shotgun the core point blank. Shot, yeah. That. And now you pretty much need to clear, you just need to clear out the sniper. And the LFE gun is good here to just the snipers up there because they're sort of covered by the roof. The walls.
Yeah, you're really making use of that nicely. Yep.
Yeah, all the weapons are quite... I don't use the disc launcher that much. All the other weapons get a lot of use. But I think casually the disc launcher is more useful than I give it credit here, because it limbs and knocks down the enemies, and you can use it for melee attacks.
Without the what was it, the boost?
Yeah, it doesn't
thing?
it
Doesn't overheat.
you, yeah.
Just like waiting for the dudes.
Yeah, they need to get over here.
And now for the ultimate enemies coming up, your own Marines, who are going to be throwing grenades at you because they're trying to be helpful.
Yep. So these last 2 levels of Act 4 are some of the probably the easiest ones in the Act, strangely, but they look cool. This first bit you can just run past the enemies. In the IL I use the disc launcher here because it's one bit where I sort of use it. But here having a rocket launcher is real good because you can clear out all those enemies. And now you instantly get the you immediately get the next checkpoint, and this saves a lot of time because it despawns all the other enemies that aren't the boss. Let's get the Crystal Viper here, and you can the charge melee is good against Crystal Viper too because he just wants to hang behind his shield. And now if the Marines play nice, I just shoot him in the back and get him in a loop.
They can easily grenade you there.
Oh wow! No, that was whoa. Okay, that was not a grenade. That was just metal. I did the kick too late there. If you kick him after the shotguns, he'll get knocked down again.
Full gore.
And you get a loop. So he forms that blue shield when you melee him. It's a specific thing he does it. But I think it hits me in another fight later on, but not here. Okay, yeah, so you can loop him by doing that. Oh well, yeah, there's those grenades again. Wait, what killed me? Wait.
I think it was some explosions.
I warned you. The Marines are the ultimate enemy.
Dude, I think they shot me. Did they shoot me? I didn't see a grenade.
I wasn't sure.
I didn't even explode. I just it just fell over.
Can the Marines actually do damage with their bullets too? I've never seen that.
I don't
before.
think so, but that didn't look like an explosion.
I don't know. That was weird.
Oh, maybe Burns can hit you. Burns.
I think I saw a couple explosions, but you'd know better than me.
Yeah, there are definitely grenades there. But yeah, look at how much damage they're doing to the boss. With the grenades, like nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Those last two levels didn't go too well. Here, I think I actually used the running throw, if I remember right. There's a trick you can do here.
Are enemies getting faster now that you're later in the game or anything like that, or is it just same old stuff?
It's the same old. Their layouts are just harder usually. Okay, I mess up, but you can throw because it's zero. This is zero gravity area, so you can throw grenades in a straight line. So you can do some stuff with that.
Environment.
Yeah, this is cool.
The changes to how the physics work here and how you have to use the boxes for cover is really.
Yeah, I really like the grenade change stuff. I wish they sort of did more with this area. This is a really cool looking area, but it does get the job done. It's a cool part of the game. Oh yeah, here I'm using the point blank LFE to one shot. If you shoot at a range shot, so that's neat. Oh yeah, if you hit enemies on as they spawn with the LFE, it'll also do more damage. Not sure why.
Huh.
Do a double hit or something. The Challenge 6 run also does that. But here, since I see EMPs on the ground, I just spam him. Clear him out. He's stuck.
Yeah, I think if you hit them as they spawn, it knocks them back, and then it hits them again when they're against the wall.
No, they take the damage instantly. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's the same as if you point blank or use slow mo. They maybe they just don't get iframes if they spawn in or something. It's bizarre. So another charge melee there. It's seeing a lot of use, especially when enemies warp in. You can use it. And this guy just get shotgun loops and kicked. What's that? That's actually, that fight can be tough on casual playthrough. You get hit by the grab. I remember that happening the first couple times.
The instant kill grab.
Yeah, it's got a pretty brutal animation too. Get stabbed.
It is dodgeable, but the timing window for the dodge is fairly.
Yeah, it's
tight.
weird. It takes too long to come out. You get the warning, and it's 1 second later you get hit.
It's because it doesn't really flash a warning that you're going to be hit. It opens up and glows red, but the actual bite that it doesn't have really much of a telegraph to it. It only telegraphs as it's going to bite. It doesn't give you the timing of the bite.
Yeah. I feel like the timing is too long. The timing is set, but it's the warning is too early. It's sort of like some of the enemies in Bayonetta, like warn you really early. Or near Tabata. Okay, 5-1. There's a bunch of... Well... This level is pretty normal, but the last 2 levels are just...
So at this point, Burns has betrayed you, correct? Or is that not happened yet?
Okay, we've gotten into the spoilers before you even gotten to
that. Oh no, the story is spoiled. But then now you have to, control the core of the colony or whatever at the middle spinning thing. And you want to stop the laser from firing. Here, the rocket launcher grenades are good to play this room.
Oh, I thought this part was cool.
Yeah, this part is neat. Okay, do I... I have a feeling I might die here again. But use the turret to take out this buzzard up here.
Box.
This level is very...
They give you an achievement for killing it before it jumps down too, or something like that.
It's very easy if you have, well, it's doable if you have the upgrades on your weapons. This level is very different with upgrades. In general, like Act 4 and 5 are really different with level 0 weapons than level...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you've got 3 weapons that you really enjoy using frequently, you can have them all upgraded by like Act 3, more or less, if you're really aggressive.
This act is way harder if you have no upgrades. Okay, so here you reset the checkpoint, despawn a bunch of enemies, and then whoa, that guy. Okay, yeah, I think I die here. Yep. he managed to dodge the shotgun. He managed to dodge the shotgun and punch me. It's nasty. But more surprising was that earlier swing where he dodged my kick or something.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't get hit by the kick, but you went into overheat from it.
Yeah, it was weird.
Actually, I think they have some invulnerability. I know that when they drill into the ground, they have invulnerability. It might also be able to drilling up. They have some. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, if you hit their drills on their hands, take no damage. There's some weird stuff going on with that. But now you just have a bunch of Gorgies in the room, so this room is pretty straightforward.
How long does the cigarette last? Like, do they keep firing at it until it hits the ground, even after it hits the ground?
It's just a set time. Like, let's say 10 seconds.
Oh, so it's not actually true. It has nothing to do with the actual cigarette itself.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with it, yeah.
Oh,
like,
so it's basically
like how long it exists, probably. Like, once it despawns is when it stops.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that's the whole, like, if you watch this, what you learn, use the cigarettes when you play God Hard.
Well, it's like you get so, like, trained by, like, Metal Gear, like, Snake throwing, like, a clip and, like, you know, like, trying to sneak around the guy who heard it or whatever. It's, like, completely, it's, like... It'd be nice if they told you about that or gave you some type of hint, but...
Did you see that Gorgie dodging the kick, too? Like, what? What was that about? No, not today, Sam. I'm ready on this turret.
Well, Aquos was right about the cigarettes, or about Vanquish being schmuffy. The cigarettes are your bombs.
Yeah, right.
Wow, yeah, you do get 3 of those. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the EMPs is sort of your like secondary bomb. The other one is the cigarettes, for sure.
But you need to use them behind cover, though, right?
Yeah.
It's the only way.
But I mean, pretty much every solid object it counts as cover for the purposes of the cigarette. So.
Though the thing about the cigarettes, right, is if you die in restarting checkpoints, you don't get them back. So they're like the only resource that you lose permanently.
Oh, that's really weird. That the cigarettes are like a sole exception.
Yeah, that's part of why the pit with the snipers and the drill Romanovs is so hard.
You can
when
see
people use the cigarettes there.
You can see he's waiting for the shotgun Gorgies to approach before he blows the fuel tank on the Romanov. So
I missed
the kill.
Right. You can do that really fast. You just blow up everything with the backpacks. This guy just doesn't want to... Oh yeah, there was one time where like soft locked the game because one of the shotgun Gorgies is stuck like way back somewhere. And I couldn't proceed. To restart the checkpoint. That only happened once, but was a thing. Okay, I think yeah. So 5-1. If this was a hard mode run, I'd just be restocking ammo and be like, yeah, everything's 10, but not on this mode.
Okay, so now we get to the no, it's not even quite the it's the Crystal Viper refight, not quite the spoilery stuff yet.
The Crystal Viper refight has some tricks up its sleeve too. Yeah. It will do a move that it only does not kill me. It's great. But yeah, so after this level, there's the last 2 boss fights, and they're way hard. Way harder. Like
On guard as opposed to normal and hard.
Yeah, compared to the previous stages, the last 2 bosses are like they're real last bosses. I feel like one of my biggest disappointments with Vanquish was when I first played through it, like the first 2 times I was like, okay, the last boss is too easy. And then it's like hinting towards a sequel or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's it. On God Hard, it turns into a real final boss thing.
On normal and hard, you have enough bullet time that you can actually take down one of the last bosses, so that by the time that you get to the final fight room, you one-shot him. It's quite silly.
Okay, so he did a jumping attack while he had the field active, so that just killed me.
Damn.
And he only does the jumping attack on God Hard. Like, what he does is he starts doing the running slash, but he baits you out and he does a jumping melee instead. But I didn't even do the running part there. But I did mess that up because the melee field hit me before he even jumped, so I could have probably stunned him before that. So this is a QT you can do, but ideally you don't even get that, you just shoot him instead.
Yeah, it doesn't do much damage, does it?
Yeah.
It's not really to do damage, it knocks him out of his running attack when he comes up to attack you.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're doing challenge 6 or something, that you just wanna bait that attack out, get the QT, because it's an easy way to fight him. Unless you know this loop that I'm doing here, just shooting him in the back. Oh yeah, more grenades. Look out, get out.
Damn, you got him good. So how did you do the loop?
So you just shoot him in the back, and then when he gets up, you melee him.
Oh, I see.
If you shoot him from the front, he'll like get knocked down or something. You know
Yeah, his front has a weak point where he goes into a special knockdown animation if you hit him in the front.
Right. Okay, Burns. I hate this. This level is my most hated in the run. I'm not that good at it too.
I was having a lot of trouble last time I tried playing it, but I found when I remembered what the heck I'm doing on the last room, it's actually not as bad as I remembered it. On normal and hard, you can do a lot of damage to Burns before you reach the final room where you can kill him, so it's a lot easier there, whereas on God Hard, the best I've done is just under half health.
Yeah, in theory you can do way more on God Hard. Japan did a run of this, like this IL of this level, and it's really impressive, but it's really hard to do and annoying. I just... so you fight a bunch of these soldiers. So Burns betrays you, and then the soldiers also betray you. But the soldiers are they're like Gorgies, but even faster and smarter.
They don't react to cigarettes either, but they do have an animation where if they jump over low cover, you can hit them easily. There's a few seconds as they're jumping over the cover where they're really vulnerable.
Yeah. But they can also fly around like and stuff. And it's not fun.
Why weren't they using the jetpacks before though?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Oh yeah, maybe they were like hiding that they had dark neck or something. Like Burns wasn't using this crazy flying form either. The shield.
No, you can see my real form.
Yeah.
And Burns himself is really annoying because he pretty much only takes damage if you hit his upper torso, like just below his head or his head. He will go into a stagger if you headshot him a few times, which is pretty much what you're going for every single time, because you want him to stop attacking you.
Oh yeah, sometimes Burns drinks whiskey and that heals him. So you need to
shit.
interrupt him from drinking whiskey.
I didn't see that.
But so really in this fight, the Marines are the problem. Like Burns has some annoying... The Marines will one-shot you. Luckily they're really squishy, but they're also really accurate. Really. So in a way, this fight is fun. Like go around the shotgun like this, but they spawn in all kinds of weird places and.
The EMPs do work on the Marines though, even though they're fleshy.
Yeah, probably because they have the jetpacks. Maybe. They're also extra weak to frag grenades, the Marines. They have a particular weakness. So they just get one-shot by them. Now here, I would ideally have some other weapons, like Lime is good. Disc launcher is actually really good. Molo Japan uses it, even though it's hidden way back in the start of this level, like in a hidden area. He still picks it up.
I should watch that. I tried using the disc launcher, and I honestly hated it here. I could not get it to work.
Yeah, I'll link that, because like that's how he does the last room. Is he just shoots like while there's a bunch of smoke, he just shoots disc launcher, and everything's dead after you use the ammo. It's pretty great. Okay, this part you can actually. So another thing he did is throw a grenade in front of the other train. And you can shoot it while it's above it, and all the Marines will die, but I failed to do so. So I try to slow-mo shoot him.
Man, that's some crafty stuff there.
Yeah, it's some tech. But I'm running low on ammo here too, so it's not good.
Ideally, what you would do is you would pop back into one of the rooms and see if there's a heavy machine gun before running into the segment, but obviously that's not ideal for speed time either.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is another section where you really hope you get some rocket launcher drops or another if you these upgrade drops to restock your rocket launcher. It's at least when I was running hard mode, I really need some restock on the rocket launcher here. That just makes it faster. Like there's one there right there, which is good. But yeah, I have only shotgun ammo now, so that's not good.
That rocket launcher drop is really fortunate.
Yeah, that happens surprisingly often. It's like 1/4 of the time. Something like that. But I think this next room kills me a few times, so it's not going to be too handy. You get a bunch of the sniper type Marines here, which will one-shot you.
The snipers only appear when you go down the bridge, so if you do have a lot of ammo, you can actually just jump up using the heavy machine gun and hit Burns until he's down to the next health threshold without having to deal with snipers.
Okay, I'm messing up here. Actually, it's sort of annoying. Burns is on the other side, the sniper's on the other side, so I can't really... But yeah, so here, if you pop out of cover, this is a good example here. I think I do it, and then I just get sniped. Yeah.
Yeah, if you fall...
The other guy shot me, it's like, yeah.
If you fall into overheat here, you're pretty much screwed because the jetpack dudes will come up right next to you and hit you over cover.
Yeah, that was a sniper though. That was a sniper back. He saw me get up from the cover. Yep, he gets sniped. Too bad. This is ideally what you do. Like, this is what Molo Japan does do. He comes down here and he does not get melee, but he does like frag grenade them. I think I die again. Yep. This is really nasty because they will shoot over the cover here, so if you mess up, there's sort of no way to cover. Apart from the infinite iframes, I could in theory do there. But this level is my biggest weakness in the run, at least when I did this particular one. Okay, now this attempt is looking a bit better. Yeah, I cleared them all in like 4 seconds there. That's what he wanted. So this is also what Molo Japan did. Somehow he knows how to manipulate that, and then you can get a bunch of headshots.
He got stuck on terrain. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's the way to speed kill him, is make him do that.
If you're playing on any other difficulty, you've got so much quick time that even during the train segment, you can get him down to 1 sliver of life left.
Oh yeah.
Which that basically.
Yeah, he also has protection to, I think, heavy machine gun and rockets. Burns on guard hard, so he takes more on other difficulties. So there's just a bunch of factors working against you here.
This room is
pretty
easiest.
low on health.
This room is easiest if you duck in and then duck back out. on the first attempt, because if you die in the room and checkpoint it, the door shuts behind you, whereas you can actually duck in, spawn the first set of Marines, and then jump back out and deal with all the Marines before dealing with burns.
Oh, I think I didn't know that when I did this. Yeah, I didn't know you can go back out after they spawn. Well, stupid.
Yeah, I last time I played Godhard, I'd completely forgotten too. It is possible to deal with all the Marines at once and burns, but you got to be really quick about it.
Yeah, I didn't know you can fall back before that happens. That would have been really good to know. I got to do that in the future. That probably makes this way easier. But I do have. Whoa, yeah, I get melee.
Yeah, it makes it way
here.
easier.
If I die here, I do have a strat. See how many times it takes me. But yeah, that's really bad though, because Burns was low health, so now I have to take it all down again.
I'm pretty sure there's a guaranteed LFE around here. The ideal strat, as far as I know, is just to spawn the Marines and then wait for them to wander up to the door and then LFE them. I don't know if it's ideal for speed strats, but it's super, super easy if you.
Well, Molar Japan, I think, just does that, but with the disc launcher, that might be the best one. Or lock on. Okay, but here, I think I get it now. No, okay, that was pretty bad. But if you get those grenades just right, all of them die, all the Marines. But I somehow messed it up. Oh man, got hit too much. That was really close though. But yeah, this is what this checkpoint is like. This is like...
Yeah.
It's pretty
for me,
brutal.
this was the hardest. This was the hardest part of the game for me when I first played through Godhard. I was the second person to clear Godhard on the leaderboard. There was some Japanese guy before me. But this
if
one
you don't
took
know
me
about
forever.
If you don't know about the Marine spawn trick, where you exit the room, yeah, this checkpoint is probably one of the hardest in the game, if not the... No, it's one of the hardest. The next one is definitely even harder.
Yeah, but I feel like the next one is fair though. This one is just like nonsense. It's like
No, it's completely...
either you clear out the Marines or you die here. No.
There's for the record, there's 6 Marines who can hover, who can rush you, and a boss all at once. Like 6 enemies in a tiny room with almost no cover. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Okay. But there I did abuse. So there's this bit higher level up here that will sort of mess up the AI, especially burns. Actually, do I use it here? No, I do go down just to kill him faster. And this is sort of risky, but now you're actually fighting. But if you want to cheese him, you can just stay up there, and he will not be able to stop up there. So you'll just do flybys, and you can shoot him.
His AI does actually change once all the Marines are dead. He actively runs up and tries to melee you, and then you can try and shoot him out of the the dash up.
It's very annoying because the fastest way to damage him, his moveset works in such a way that it's really awkward to do. Especially because he gets knocked back when you do it. Not like the bogeys where you can just constantly... Ouch. That gets sniped. This fight is really sloppy, but I think I pull it through.
Yeah, it's tricky too because when he runs up in your face, you're really tempted to melee him, and it's actually a bad idea to melee him. You want to just stagger him with the gun.
Yeah, ironically, the normal gun he has thing, just the normal firing. Melee. Burns, if you melee him, he does a counter move. Unlike, I don't think any other enemy does the same thing.
And there's that stagger.
He's also armored in a lot of other parts of his body that isn't his head, so it's hard to damage him in general. He has that rocket punch thing grab that causes a QTE, but I dodge it there.
The rocket punch also damages you during the QT. I don't think.
Yeah,
it
over
can kill
time.
you,
Yeah.
But it actually puts you into overheat instantly in Godhard.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Which means even if you survive it, it's an easy QTE to beat. But because you're in overheat after, you're pretty much screwed.
Right. Oh yeah, this fight is a really good example of using the cover to get iframes. I mean, I don't do it that well here, but this is a place where it's really good to know about that because there's a bunch of pieces of cover. Also, I don't know how I'm not dead here.
When he's running away from you, like when you just staggered him and he's doing his running away animation, his gun seems to be a lot weaker for some reason.
Yeah. Also, I got the hit stun animation, which makes you invincible or something weird. There's some weird stuff with that. I think that's one of the things that's weird, messed up on PC. Those animations are like even longer or something bizarre. Okay, so last boss. Hardest boss. I really like this fight though, so I practiced a bunch. I think I get it pretty clean. So you fight 2 bogeys, and on Godhard, they have completely split AI. So they don't play nice, they just both try to kill you. And you really need to pay attention to the audio and visual cues. But I really enjoy this fight. This is one of my favorite boss fights in any game. So this is fun. EMPs are really effective, and rocket launcher is, well, it puts them out of action for a while, so it's handy.
You have to be really aware of how they telegraph their attacks, because all of their special moves, they do telegraph them by what they say.
Yeah, and the red guy telegraphs his normal shot, the sound. The one thing that isn't telegraphed is the blue bogey's normal shot, which is sort of annoying. That's the only thing that has no indication. Okay, there I knew that the homing lasers were coming and take the cover. I do some good damage to the red bogey here already. It's a pretty good attempt.
The red dude is also a little bit slower, but also stronger. Like his big shots can almost kill you in one hit, depending on how damaged you are. Like
yeah,
if you're in the yellow.
It can definitely one-shot you, and I mean, if it puts you into red, the auto slowdown, you might die anyway. So it's not a thing you want to happen.
I did notice his giant laser doesn't seem to be a one-shot in Godhard, which is weird.
Wait, what?
I expected
No,
it to be.
it has to be, right? Oh,
No,
were you
like,
playing
I've gotten hit by it multiple times and not gotten killed. It was really
Were you
weird.
playing on PC or console?
PC?
Okay, that might be it, because I'm pretty sure it one-shots you.
Yeah, that's what threw me off. It's like, why is this? I'm not even in red mode. What's going on here?
Yeah,
So maybe
that's what I was
PC
seeing
has-
too. So I was watching PC players do this fight, and I was like, okay, that should have killed you. So it's more
so-
confirmation to that.
So maybe I should be playing Godhard on Xbox 360 then, because maybe there are some
Yeah, if
frame
you
rate
want
issues they have.
if you want to be accurate, then sadly the PC version has some inaccuracies. It's probably still the best version.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, I messed up this fight. So I cleared the hardest fight, and now this bogey is powered up though. So the ideal strat here would be I would just keep firing the Glock on, and it would keep dodging the lasers. It messes with his AI dodging, but instead I think I pick up the assault rifle.
And you're basically just waiting for the limiters to be released on the suit so you can go all out.
Yeah, faster way to do that would just be to restart the checkpoint, but I don't know why I don't do that.
There you go. So once the
Yeah, but
limiters
that was
are off,
in-
you get
Reheat. Yeah.
once
go
the
on.
limiters are off, yeah, it gets a lot easier because you recharge faster. You can even melee, I think, without them going into overheat now.
Yeah, you can do some cool stuff with the melee.
It's a shame thing you can play around with for the entire game.
Man, this fight is a total mess. you can kill him like real fast, but I'm choking here. It's the very last fight. I think I might even die or something. Oh, does it happen? But yeah, if I had like a 1 EMP or something, I could just do that knockdown loop on him I did on the previous bogeys. Oh wow, yeah, that's a really bad death.
Oh, I never noticed. There's an
Sorry.
extra band of color when the limiters are off. I usually do so bad, and I actually damage them both enough that I kill the second one fairly quick because they're both damaged.
Oh yeah,
at that
yeah.
checkpoint.
The suit starts glowing a lot of stuff. Yeah, you get like power up green lines and yeah, melee does not overheat you. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. So that's one thing that someone should do on the PC version is the limiters off to the whole game. But it's done that.
But you actually
So
got
I'm
a few
trying
hits in with the assault rifle there.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like a cheese. I was trying to do this from the start. Like this is actually the best way to do this fight. But I keep messing it up. Okay, here we go. You can get him in an infinite punching loop instead of shotgunning him.
That's awesome.
But I mess it. Like this should be really easy, but I'm like something is wrong with my head right here. But yeah, I think I do finish off with it.
But yeah, if the melee didn't cause you to overheat in the game, you could use it so abusively.
Yeah,
on
you do
pretty much
stuff like
everything.
this. Yeah.
It would make it very, very silly.
Yeah, it would have taken a lot of work to make. Oh well, at least that was a good way to finish. That was sort of messy. Okay, now you get a last QT, which is sort of weird.
Shoot him 3 times and you're done, or shoot him once.
Yeah, I wonder if this is like a call. Like I remember, like FPS is around the time having some QT like this at the very end, and this just felt like a call out to that. Wait, you don't need 3 shots. You can 1-shot him though. Just need a
Can you?
headshot.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you need to headshot. You need to headshot him. That's the real speed.
Oh,
one.
okay.
I think it's just muscle memory. It's always the same time. Yeah, I got it there. It's weird. Headshot. Okay. Well, that's the end of the run. That's 2:25, whatever.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, we stopped the timing.
Nice.
That there's still the credits, whatever. Actually, we can stop the replay here and watch the challenge.
You can't skip
Not
this
for
either.
that.
I'm always kind of mad about that.
Yeah.
This
This is cool though. The first time you get this is cool. It's like, whoa, it's a credits, but it's like some rail shooter thing.
With all their, well, some of them don't have
the
the photos, but yeah.
And there's actually an achievement for getting all of the asteroids shot down, which is tricky.
Oh yeah, if you're playing for score, this is actually worth like a hell of a lot of score, and there's a bunch
Is
of
it?
bonus. And there's a bunch of bonus targets and stuff that are hard to hit. So the big test of skill after the actual game. But I'm up for skipping to challenge 6 if you guys don't wanna
Okay.
do this.
Yeah, please skip to challenge 6. This is really like I love the credits. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing the people's faces, but honestly, playing this is super boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stand Space Harrier. I'm sorry, Sega. I just can't.
Alright,
That's
so-
not a Space Harrier. That's some rail. I don't know. But yeah, that's also boring. So challenge 6. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's on Discord, right?
I'm also really mad about Route 666 on Bayonetta, how they couldn't get the camera angle right. Even though Sega's the company behind Outrun 2 SP, which is like the best arcade camera angle in any third-person racer ever. So I'm still a little mad about that. This isn't quite as bad as some of the other minigame stuff. It's amusing, and it's not something that you have to actually like really genuinely get good at to like S rank the game or anything like that. But it's
All right, I got challenge 6 ready on my end.
Alright, so this is the final tactical challenge. Is that what this is?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a really good speed run of it, so it's cool.
Alright, well, I'll count down then. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so the plays Molo Japan, who was the legendary player when the game came out, and
Cool.
this was a top time for this mode for a long time. There was another player called the Vintage Hero, better times I think, a bit later on. But he's got some. This run has some really clever routes through the levels.
even if it's not the fastest, it's still really impressive just to watch.
Yeah, this is really
It's
like
still
this
very
was
fast.
yeah, this was when the game these runs are still super impressive. When the game came out, really impressed people. They're
You
like,
can,
"Oh,
it
you
wasn't
can
all this
blew it
stuff."
open a bit.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be the fastest for it to still be fast.
yeah. And I mean, it really shows how good the game is in a way, because you use all the weapons. Like, a lot of people thought the lock-on is useless and stuff, and it's like, no, lock-on is good, LFE is good.
Well, I mean, the lock-on is not a weapon designed to be used all throughout the game. It's more of a weapon design. You pick it up and you use it as you find it, then
Yeah, you're right.
the ammo's out. It has too little ammo for it to be fired constantly, but it's when you pick it up, it's really handy for certain segments.
Well, look at that poor Viewhound get locked. He should have probably shot it there a bit faster, but even lock-on kills the Viewhounds. Oh, yeah, it's got some specific spot back here. Really specific routes for all the spawns and grenades. Those grenades are pretty tricky to pull off, all that stuff. Oh yeah, he knocks this guy down to a very specific point. Wow, yeah. So the
Domino.
other enemies
wow,
didn't even
so-
aggro. They're not even aggroed. It's like out of the aggro range.
And he got the fuel tank to explode, so it damaged the drill room.
Yeah, he like pushed him. Yeah, that's one big use of the LFE is like.
Oh,
pushing
there's the dodge through the shot there, just to be stylish.
Yeah. Nice. So on depending on difficulty, that drilling attack movement is a lot faster though. I think this is on normal. Sort of.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's normal difficulty.
Yeah.
I think when you pause the game, it shows normal difficulty in the challenge
Right.
runs too.
Yeah, but it's like this is still difficult though, just because the enemy layouts are hard.
Oh, the enemy combinations are way more difficult than anything on normal. There's far more enemies at once. Like
Yeah.
is this the last wave? You've got two Bias, a group of shotgun Gorgies, and view hounds. It's crazy the number of enemies
Yeah.
are thrown at once.
Viewhounds. So yeah, another thing, viewhounds instantly die if you. It's great.
Oh, and it's not just view hounds; it's two of the floating cannons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2 BS is nasty though. If you don't know how to do it, especially.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're really nasty.
Yeah, he's doing the constant. Yeah, this is how you should do this. Just keep him hit stun so they can't do anything.
There's no rocket launcher initially, but I think one of the Romanov waves spawns one guaranteed.
Yeah. And you got upgrades so you can keep restocking it.
Nice.
And if this is the run I think of where he gets a double kick and rockets on the bogeys, oh, it's glorious how he finishes this off.
Oh yeah, he aims. Yeah, I remember now.
He's using the LFE gun to kill all of those A1 spheres. They're really weak against the LFE gun.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, the homing lasers. Those are really fun to dodge. The homing lasers. Satisfying. So yeah, just bogeys now. Pretty straightforward. It's like the Godhard fight, but a little easier. The way he uses the shotgun, well, you don't need to use the slow-mo, but it probably messes with the other bogey a bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, he saved the EMPs just for this. And then he wants to...
Damn.
Oh yeah, I remember
There
now
we
what
go.
happens
Oh.
here.
Here we go. Oh, he's getting him down to oh, this is gonna be nice.
Yeah, he's just showing off.
Damn.
I love that. Double kick to rocket.
One little trick you can do on bogeys is you shoot the rocket behind them, then you kick them into the explosion. It's even faster, but it's really tricky.
That was
That's
really
5 minutes.
crazy.
Yeah. It's cool.
All right.
So yeah, that's Vanquish. I mean, the game still plays amazing on PC, even if it's not the 100% accurate to the PC or to the Xbox or PS3 versions. It has some little quirks, but 60 frames per second is really nice, and it's still it's pretty decently accurate and playable. It's not 100%, but I mean, strongly recommend you pick it up. It's an amazing game.
Yeah, I loved playing it.
Yeah, check it out, whatever platform you can get it on, yeah. And try the tactical challenges and try out
Bayonetta
Godhard.
is also just as amazing a release. Like Platinum did a great job with the PC releases. So I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Bayonetta is also amazing for PC. I think it's actually probably my favorite version, just because you can set up rapid fire on your controller for the PC version to deal with a couple of weird things, including you can set it up so you can do rapid Umbran Spear without having to lose your lock on, which is really nice, which helps for air juggle combos.
Interesting. Maybe you could talk about Bayonetta on a dedicated episode some other time. Maybe.
Yeah, you guys should do that. At some point.
That was fun to watch, though. That was getting hard to follow along. With so much action.
Run.
But yeah,
Super inspiring Godhard playthrough there.
No, thanks.
Yeah, great run.
Yeah, I sort of stopped playing. Maybe I'll get back to it. I've been doing some level. I'm not sure if like it's probably like more stressful than any shmup. Yeah, it's more difficult than any shmup run I ever did. And then it's like 3 hours, so it's really straining. But so I recommend if you try God Hard, just play through it casually and maybe do the individual levels, and then if you're feeling confident, then you try to do that run. Before that, it's
because you have to deal with enemies who can also get behind you and you can't see them. It is. I can definitely see why it would be more stressful than a shmup in that sense. Like it's more difficult to memorize because sometimes the enemies will not cooperate in terms of how they move.
Yeah, and it's really long, and then so the thing is, it's really long. Part is at the very. Oh man, I did 2 hours 10 minutes. Time for the last boss. But yeah,
it's pretty intense.
Fun though. But yeah, play Vanquish. It's fun.
Totally.
It's crazy.
Well, hope everyone liked watching that and checking it out. And yeah, indeed, play it up. Not much else to say. It was fun to hear just how fleshed out this game is. With the mechanics and all the rolling and the invincibility and using the cover and all that is definitely pretty sweet. Oh, of course, don't forget the smokes. That's the most important mechanic.
Right.
Don't forget your 3 smokes. You only get 3, and if you use the checkpoint, you will not get them again.
Still, that's officially good for health.
Yeah, that is the best part. I mean, it fits the Sam character so well too, just littering those cigarettes everywhere and whatnot. So, good stuff. Well, that's gonna do it for Awesome Game Replays episode 29. Once again, hope you guys like that and have a good rest of the weekend, or probably the end of it, anyways, for some. That'll do it. So yeah, thanks again, guys, and till next time.